And today is the day we crown the 2025 Women's Interzone Round Robin pairs. Southwest hold all the cards, but Eastern and Southern are right behind them depending on the results today. Welcome to the Eaton Bowling Club. My name's Peter Harris. I'll be taking you through this morning. We'll get underway in a couple of minutes. They're just completing their roll-ups. Co-hosting with me, as usual, Bowls WA President, Mr. Doug Kelly. Good morning, Doug. Want to give the weather report?
Yes, well, it is polar opposite to yesterday, luckily. We didn't enjoy the last few hours yesterday as the sun was beating straight in on our dials, Pete, and the equipment. But so today we've decided they've turned on a westerly, might be a little bit of north in it, moving along quite briskly, so that'll have a little bit of an impact on it, and overcast. So it's 10 degrees cooler than yesterday, I'd suggest, and so we're looking forward. There's a few different outcomes that could happen depending on who knuckles down and gets the job done. So we'll watch with interest. But we're lucky enough to have Linda Warburton with us today, so special guest. So we've flown in for this event. So welcome to Linda.
Thanks, Doug and Pete. Pleasure to be here, especially when it's a bit cooler today. Looking forward to seeing some great bowls, and of course looking forward to seeing some of these ladies who have put their names up or expressed interest in playing for our state. So that will be good. So
to get you warmed up and get your mind going, so at least that'll give us 1 out of 3 that have got switched on, is some mental gymnastics for you. A few little questions. Easy ones, I hope.
Sorry, Linda, I should have warned you.
Better than physical gymnastics, right, okay.
Best bowler you've ever seen? Male or female?
Wow, that's a tough one on a Sunday morning.
That's a pretty tough one.
It's nearly 9. No, you wouldn't normally ask that question till after 9, Linda, but...
Okay, in a heyday, Lee Paletti.
Wow, yep.
Really good bowls brain, great tactician, great to play with, positive. We actually changed our format a little bit this year to look at asking players if they would be interested in state selection, and of course they had to put in a resume of what they've actually done in the last 2 years. It's worked really well, rather than be tapping players on the shoulders, and probably as selectors, a lot of the selectors were from the metro. They didn't know the country bowlers that well, and hadn't been exposed to them, I suppose. So this has sort of opened it up a little bit for the country, and as you can see, 10 of the ladies are actually playing in the pairs, and obviously when we go to Kalgoorlie in a couple of weeks, it's going to be the same thing. So it's been great, and like I say, there's 10 ladies here that are all got their hand in the mix. So I'm here to watch them as well. Did yesterday morning until I had to go off to play Pennants. Saw some great bowls. Of course, it's going to make the task of selectors harder because we've got more. But like you say, some people are going to love you, some people are going to hate you. But that's part of selection, and you just got to cope with that.
So how's this end shaping up, Pat? I'd like to just see a
change of who's Eastern holding 3 probably, but now they're 1 down with a really good shot from Gillian Matheson. So interesting that the ladies have, well, not interesting, every pair sums it up, but predominantly now yesterday they did tend to stick to the opposite hand they're playing with now. They didn't actually play that many bowls on this hand, and when they did, I think you mentioned the breeze. They can feel it at the mat end, and they can probably feel it at the where the skips are standing, but with a big building in the middle. They were finishing wide quite often because the breeze had no effect when it was going through the main part of the green.
90% hung wide,
and usually a metre quick.
But
either way, they stuck to the backhand going this way if you're a right-hander, and these ladies have gone instantly to this other side, and
how's that for a set?
And have done very well. Might have just got out the back door, so probably only 1.
Yeah, Jill's a fairly newish bowler, and
7 years.
7 years, yeah. So she's sort of under the guidance of Patsy Smith from Hall's Head, and Patsy's recommended her quite highly when I was choosing the country enhancement players. So she came down to Brunswick for the country enhancement. very, very, very keen. Came back again and had just a one-on-one at a later stage, and just her and her husband drove down. So she's certainly one of those really, really keen bowlers. And I can see in the future she probably will put her hand up for over 60s, which is great.
And like one of my favourite questions is previous sports, as we see Irene coming down.
I thought she was a bit closer than that, but it really turned when it started.
Yeah.
But she was looking to sit the white bowl, trail the jack and meter. That turned a lot.
It did. So, I mean, we have got the breeze. Has obviously a lot of west in it.
It's changed direction, from yesterday morning.
100%.
Is this not a usual morning breeze, is it?
Well, usually you get an easterly here.
Yeah, so...
More of an easterly. This is very different. This is
it's an afternoon breeze.
Northwesterly, really, isn't it? Yeah.
So the clubhouse will be having not much effect, which is probably why they've chosen to play this side.
Yeah.
So, and again, looking to get under that blue bowl, or turn the blue bowl. 2 options there. She seems wider. As it comes into shot, she's very close.
She's very, very, very close. That's a great ball.
Great shot from Irene Lake.
And makes a number.
Great shot. Trailed jack and meter, 2 or 3. 3 fingers, I think, went down. That would indicate why she was player of the over 60 state team only 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Represented the state 5 times in over 60s.
Okay.
So, and then I started doing a bit of profile, but run out of paper as we started working our way down her list of achievements.
Barbara sneaks around.
She
is very close as well because the weight is really good.
Perfect, brilliant. How's
nice.
That's a great ball.
That's a great start. First end back toucher with your last bowl.
So to get a feel for it this early, we may be in for a very interesting morning, Peter and Linda.
Yeah. To
see those, to do a switch up and then draw inside a foot, or it was less than that, wasn't it? So that was sensational, great start. So Jill has got a sporting background within tennis and netball, so that tells us straight away. Great,
certainly does.
Great hand-eye.
Yep.
And I'd suggest pretty tall lady. I'd suggest she was pretty good at both those sports as well. We do notice, I did get the comment last week from Peter Walker from Newdigate, is that as he's getting older, and he plays his tennis and bowls, he said the curves are going different ways. My tennis is getting worse and my bowls is getting better. So I did laugh at that. So, it strikes me after a chat as someone who's got an appetite to improve.
Yeah.
So and that's which is what you pointed out. So that's a really good combination to have ability and an appetite to get better.
Yeah, well, she did say to me this morning that when she found out she was on the live stream, she, all of a sudden, her heart rate probably went up. But overnight, she's sort of settled a bit more and was quite looking forward to it this morning. I said, well, it's just another game. You've got 4 bowls, like the opposition. Just get out there and do what you can do. Don't worry about the camera. Yeah,
I did point out the camera will not affect your grass, the line you take or the weight that you use. That's in the ownership of the operator, so don't blame it. You're welcome to, but it doesn't affect it.
It's just going to slip through again, so it does seem running at a really nice pace.
Yeah,
it does.
Good.
And bearing in mind, it's only the second end, so they're still getting a feel for, as much as I've had the roll-up, getting a feel for the weight and the shape. Very balanced. Got a technique that you could work this. You don't have to tweak too much there, Linda.
No, good. Yeah, very focused when she's on the mat. You can see she's got a really good focus.
And so, interestingly enough, as we watch Pam Armstrong from the Kalgoorlie Bowling Club get onto the mat, is that Jill and her husband saw, as they shifted into the bowls world, they saw that there was free coaching lessons were being handed out, so her and her husband thought, we'll just try this and see what bowls is all about. So that was, any clubs that are listening, free lessons, maybe some way to get people in the door.
It's getting people in the door, isn't it? Getting them enthused, and quite often people will come from golf or tennis or something, especially if they're sports people, and they think they need to try something else that's going to have less impact on their bodies as they get older. And this seems to work for lots.
And it's a good way for your social involvement as well, engagement.
Absolutely. Yep.
I always talk about that. There's all the different aspects of bowls, but that social significance where you keep people physically, mentally, and socially engaged, and all three are equally important. And so it's a good place, good community building sport to play.
And if they get on something like selection, they certainly do get mentally challenged.
And they get greyer and greyer.
Well, I can't get much greyer, but
you're
They start searching for the tennis racket,
all
and dusting it down, and
it's all fun. Yeah, it's all fun. It's a good test for people.
It's just sliding past the jack, but it's gone through about 3 feet. It is clearly shot.
clearly know that she'll correct it as she needs to and doesn't mind the switch up and can bowl. Pick that up real quick.
Yeah.
Yunderup, South Yunderup bowler. Only been there a year, I think. So
Barb.
Yeah.
She came from Waroona, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was one of the, star players at Waroona, but obviously shifted house, maybe, and she's now Yunderup. It's interesting to see some of the deliveries of some of these players because, when we're going to go to Tasmania and, be on a 12-second green, it's going to be a little bit different to here, 12, 13-second green. So those bowlers that don't have any backswing are probably going to have to look at some of their delivery technique a little bit more.
Certainly technique will be important.
Yeah.
Being able to modify your technique depending on what you're doing.
Yeah.
If you're on the indoor, or whether the Tasmanian greens in November, they may be pretty good.
Maybe, yes.
Yeah, I've been told it all depends on the spring, really.
Yeah.
That's right.
I hope they get a nice spring.
Yeah, we were talking to the bloke who's the Bowls Queensland president, I think his name. I can't remember.
Brian Marshall.
That's right. Is it Brian Marshall? Okay. Just what the difference in the greens between October and November was, and he said seconds.
So I'll be with the Tasmanian president up at Moama. Well, I'll be there at the meeting on Friday, but we're then venturing up to Moama and we'll spend a bit of time together. So
you going to get some intel?
I'll get as much as I can.
Yeah. I think, if we're going to be looking at the greens are going to be slower, we've probably got to be looking at, getting some advice from Christina, who went to Edinburgh, and the greens, they all really changed their delivery. So Christina's going to be able to provide a lot of insight into, people's deliveries and what they need to do.
And certainly some of the older players as well.
Yeah.
Almost time think Roma Dunn, obviously, who's played a lot in England as well.
Yeah, I remember her telling me that before they went somewhere, and it was going to be wet, they actually had a bucket of water next to them and they dropped their bowl in the bucket of water and had to bowl it.
In between the pipes.
Yeah.
I was a bit more dedicated back then.
Yeah.
But so the bowls were slippery and
I
hadn't cut it for a couple of days, so it was pretty slow.
And Roma, who's the vice patron of Bowls WA, and deservedly so, was the name that came out of Elaine's mind when we spoke about the best player that Elaine had seen in her time.
Yeah.
So, it was great. So we have a collection of greats. But
she certainly would be up there as well.
Yeah.
But yes, I played a bit more bowls with Lee. I was her third for a couple of years.
Yep.
Sure, they won't fight.
They won't fight about it.
No.
I think you've just been cut off Lisa Featherby's Christmas card. That's another story.
She didn't send Christmas cards.
We do have 7 pairs who haven't lost a game yet. They won both of them yesterday afternoon. So leading the pack is also the game we live streamed yesterday, or the skip, Anne Bletchenden, her lead, Luella Jenkins,
were on fire.
They played really well, so they're on top with a plus 36. So we have Sian Smith there. I'll just go for the skippers. That's all I've got. Sian Smith from Easton. We expect that, a really good player, and over 60s state team member last year. Played well. Pat Belcher from Northern 1-2. Beryl Cooper from Southern's 1-2. Lexi Harris from Southwestern. Irene Kozak from Southwestern. And Donna Hayes from the Eastern have all won 2 games.
Just 2 more games, and Donna's husband won down at Emu Point. I'm sure she'll remind him.
Harsh.
That's harsh. Yeah, we'll see. Donna wouldn't use that, I'm sure, but Chucky would.
If the timing is right.
Yeah, if the timing's right, and if it'd been Booterbill, I'm sure Chucky Colin would have used that. He's a good bowler.
He would definitely use that.
He definitely.
He still does athletics.
Masters Athletics.
Masters Athletics, so she's a pretty fit sort of person.
We spoke
Yes,
about that.
we did.
And about the fitness and mental fitness
Yeah.
on that journey yesterday afternoon, and it was tough up here, let alone if you're on the ground.
Yeah. Especially, as we said, they played 19 ends of 2x2 pairs,
Yeah.
2 games of 19 ends.
Yeah.
That's a lot of walking, a lot of thinking time,
It is.
and long games. So you'd need that mental toughness,
Yeah.
mental fitness.
Not really sure where this 19 ends has come from, but it to me seems like maybe 15 ends of 3-bowl pairs when you play over 60s
You'd
pairs.
know better if that's historical, whether
So-
that's just
Yeah,
recent.
just
I don't know.
I'm not sure. I mean, they seem to be quite adamant about it when they announced it yesterday, so it must be something they've done for a number of years. I don't know.
So of course that was 2 to South Western Australia after the measure, so it's 3-0 after 2 ends.
Yeah, I mean, there's been suggestions, and a suggestion I had was that we increase the number of rinks in the 4s and abolish the pairs, but, it seems that a lot of the zones, a lot of leagues want to keep the pairs. A couple of the leagues, the Southwest and the Murray League, and vice versa.
Do they have the
Yeah.
numbers in the other zones to do that, Linda?
Well,
and the depth?
they say they don't, but, don't know. I don't know what's in the other zone. I guess, I know I've spoken to Irene Lay about it, Kalgoorlie, their zone. She said they definitely don't have enough players to do that.
No, I think South Western's the only one that I could
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
get that. Did it?
And, they're valuable. She was out watching all of the over 60 singles.
She was.
And so, we sort of got together after that by phone or message. So, yeah, she was impressed with a lot of players that were there.
So, casting vote? I know the 3's an odd number, but chairman of selectors?
I guess it's the coach. Or Pete comes
No,
on board there. No?
I got no vote.
You
I'm
don't.
certainly, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the, I suppose, chair of the meetings, I suppose.
Chair of the meetings, yeah.
Just to make sure that you're,
Yeah.
doing the right things.
Well,
like
you will
keeping
come.
you in order,
Yeah.
slapping your hand when you're when you're naughty.
Bit hard.
But I certainly don't get a vote.
No, but you are going to be called on because obviously I've put my hand up for over 60s.
Yes.
So we will
So
need
I will.
a
So
vote there.
I'll sub in for
so
the over 60s.
you'll sub in for there. So,
So-
but that's
So Linda will be doing a lot of watching, probably
Yeah.
not a lot of playing. I wouldn't have thought.
no. Yeah, of course I've got a trial like everybody else and
You
have
do.
to put a resume in like everybody else. So there's no foregone the goat.
Yeah, well, as she now holds the record number at 6 for
Yeah.
singles
Yeah.
titles,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it just adds to a growing list of achievements. Com
Yeah.
Games gold medalist, still one of the greatest games we've seen.
Yeah.
And that
And
will be interesting selection this year, the
Oh.
Common Games,
It
with
will.
only playing singles and pairs, so only
Yeah.
three.
Yeah.
3 men, 3 women,
Yeah.
and the paras.
Yeah.
So really
Yeah.
interesting.
And she's the whole package, Christina. She's got the personality, she's got the bowls, she's got the bowls brain.
Yep. No,
Yeah.
she's a deep.
Yeah.
She's, we'll say, matured into a deep thinker.
She has.
She does think about the game
Yep.
and the future of the game and
Yep.
all that kind of thing. So
Yeah.
yeah,
No, she's got getting married.
Yes.
very soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, soon. I believe a Thursday
Yes.
wedding she's having. Yeah.
Yes.
So wishing her and Marcus all the best for that.
So, yeah, I guess has to fit it in amongst all the bowls.
Oh, obviously she's got to go to BPL and all those things too as well.
Yeah,
big time.
Something
And
to
I
walk
guess
away.
Ross will relate to this, Linda, is that I get asked sometimes, does your wife play bowls, or with the involvement and the hours that I knock around bowls in, and I always say, well, I won't be being buried on a Tuesday.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And Ross could relate to that, I'm sure.
Probably can relate to that as well. But,
And now Saturday.
And now Saturday.
So it's down to 5 days that he'll be buried
Yeah.
on that.
That's scary.
Scary.
Yeah.
So, holding 2.
Holding 2,
as we
South
get
Western.
back to the bowls.
A little bit of weight coming on this one. Is it going to hold for the jack? Just going to slide
Just
under.
past. Yeah.
That's what Irene called.
It was, and doing
So-
it early, Irene probably backs herself to draw that out. Well, trail 2 down, it's not the end of the world, but can draw, very experienced, like we say. Not
Yep.
not scared on the big stage, 5 times over 60s rep, run some state triples, over 60s triples, so being there around and about at pointy end of competitions, which means you've got to play well under pressure to get that far, don't you, Linda?
Yep, you do. And, Irene's certainly an advocate. She plays in all of the events that she possibly can. Travelling from Kalgoorlie, I mean, it's never easy, but, when anybody says, we don't play state events because we've got to travel an hour or 2 hours, Irene comes 6 and 7 hours to playing state events and has always been a great supporter, very good supporter out in her zone. She's always taken on roles of things and, is the first one to put her hand up. And very, very, very loyal to Kalgoorlie. So
that has never changed, the distance required and the commitment required for country players.
No.
All 100 years it hasn't changed, and unfortunately, it won't change.
It won't change. And people do say, I don't play state events, but because of other things. But it is all about choice. It's a choice.
Yep.
It's a choice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So still 2. Both skips going through about 3 feet with the wind really getting up here. You would think this would favour the Southwesterns. They'd be a little bit more used to a breeze like this than the Kalgoorlie ladies.
And of all the conditions you play on, the wind is the one that if you're not used to it, that you struggle the most. Sea breeze is usually a little bit second hand by the time it gets to Kalgoorlie.
I guess it's something that I try and say to new bowlers when they come off the green and they've haven't had a good day and they say, but the wind did this and the wind did that. The wind's the same for everybody.
Yes.
Just forget about the wind. You put your bowl down, and you've got no control over it, whether the wind grabs it or not. So just try and pick your line.
So I hope she's got weight, otherwise she is tight.
Flick of the hand from Pam, that won't make any difference, but a rub will.
No, it won't fall like that.
Wrong way.
So it'll be another 2 here, Southwestern. As Gillian Matheson's bowls got there early and stayed there. Score moves on to 5 to Southwestern, 0 to Easton. 3 ends played. As I say, once we've played a few ends, the aggregate boards will start moving. Ladies aren't even in place yet on the aggregate boards. They've done a great job all weekend, as the Eaton volunteers have all done a great job. They're here to open the club for 5:30 and 6:30, and there's people in there already doing things.
Yes,
they've looked after us very well.
Very, very well. Massive commitment would take on these events, and to host them to the high standard they have is always a credit to it. That's why the live streams, we make a few sacrifices to be here, but as soon as I know I'm going to a country club, can't get there quick enough. They really do spoil us.
Certainly, and we wouldn't be here without our wonderful sponsor, CBH Group. They've keep supporting us. Hopefully we'll keep supporting us.
Yeah.
That'll be your job, Doug. That's
yeah.
But hopefully they see the value in it. But without their support, it'd be very difficult to get out to these events.
And they're like us. They're really aware of how big our bowling state is, and it overlaps with. There'll be a bowls club in every region that they grow grain and deliver grain, and goes hand in hand. So we do know there'll be a lot of grain growers within this group, and we know that there'll be a lot of grain growers back home watching, and to zoom it into their home and onto their farm and wherever that may be, from Esperance to Northampton and everywhere along and inland a bit from there, we know that it's important that they can see what they're doing. It's really appreciated. We know we did reach a little bit further yesterday, Peter.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure Thailand are going to be using the CBH's product in the short term.
They might buy some.
But yes,
I'll Google that and find out whether they import any grain. So,
but that's the reach it has, and that's why we really appreciate CBH's.
Yeah, speaking of Thailand, looking across the rinks there, we've got Kay Patani and Sue Collins playing against each other and having a bit of a tussle over there.
Yes.
Kay's a bit of an up-and-comer from the Dudley Park area, and Sue was part of the Bowls WA Academy when I coached. Sue and Jenny Jones being sisters from the York Club. They're both of Sue and Jenny's bowls have come a long way from being part of that academy. I think they learnt a lot, and we're exposed to a lot of a lot of top bowlers and enter events now, and along with Sian and Carol Ashworth, Linda Coxon from the York Bowling Club. Yeah.
Linda's Northam.
Oh, Linda's Northam, that's right. Yeah.
Don't confuse those two.
Oh, really? Okay.
There they are. Thank you,
Yeah.
Rich.
All right.
Yep.
And, of course, Sue and Wayne Collins are grain growers from York and a little bit back in towards Grass Valley where they've got some land. I think their son's Mitch. So, yeah, they're fully committed to. So they'd be appreciating this live stream.
Yeah.
And Wayne's a good bowler on his own right as well. So
yeah, I think they've been having
great
enough.
people.
Just spoke to Sue before and said feels she's been out of the loop a bit with her family weddings and babies and everything. Have just all happened at once, which does happen. But yeah, certainly great bowlers.
They are.
Lexi Harris there as well. She's been part of a state squad. Tony Madigan's been in there. She's across there playing for the Eastern. She's been part of the state team in previous years. Yep. Put a hand up this year for expression of interest, so she's in at Meriden now. So there's certainly a number of players out there that are worth watching.
And that's just on this green.
That's this green, yeah. This green alone.
Quite a few on the others. So
on the others, yeah.
So you have your hands full.
Yeah, good.
They could play. Didn't they play in final? The two gentle girls, as I know. State pairs. They got beat. Donna, was it?
I wasn't going to say you got them mixed up yesterday, but they're the ones who lost to the two Blackwells.
Yeah.
At Sorrento.
Yes, and I think Jenny and Sian, they were on a live stream for the Australian Open. Not last year, the year before, maybe they.
Last year.
Last year, was it?
So they weren't actually on the live stream. They were the ones that were 16. They were 16 zip down. Sian and Pam.
No, Sian. No, I'm talking at the AO. Sian and Jenny were on a live. They were on a live stream at the AO in a pairs game that they were playing.
Wow.
Which was great. Jenny said she was very, very nervous, but they acquitted themselves really well and played very well. Can't remember at this stage if they actually won that game, but they both played very well.
So on the crossover, Southwestern again hold the cards for this end after some good bowls from Barbara. So it's 5-0. You'd like to get on the board just to. These are the times.
Yeah, that's it.
Just to
that
settle the nerves.
Yep.
You don't want to be looking 8, 9, 10-0.
No.
That's never a good feeling. So they.
Obviously in bowls, there's some people who, are front runners. They like to be in front all the time, but there's others who, do enjoy the chase and feel that they focus more and, get more committed with the chase. But
so they deliberately lose the first few?
Oh, absolutely, Pete.
Okay, just a handicap system.
Yeah, well, I have a bit of a thing about I don't love winning the first end,
good shot.
But I don't want to drop it by 5 or 6 or 7 or 8. So losing the first end with a 1 is not an issue for me. I think it gets you back onto focus and
The more ends you lose, the more last balls you have, so you have opportunities.
That's right. Yeah. I don't tend to go to water.
Needs a jack here. Irene is just blocking. You got half hard. Did it go far enough?
No, not quite.
No. So I think they are getting a bit of breeze over their shoulder.
Yeah.
Here, going this way. So the forehand going the way they are is definitely the wider hand and probably the quickest hand because it's getting a push.
So how's Ross going? Our former country director. I work with Ross and used to enjoy his company and our time we spent together on Bowls WA.
I guess he's home doing the washing and ironing and everything while I'm here. I'm sure not. He's going good. He's just got a couple of little health issues he's got to sort out, but he'll get them sorted, no doubt. He's got a very, very good wife who tends to his every need.
Well, at least we know now that he's not listening to this.
Yeah.
That's right. He probably doesn't know how, Pete. He doesn't know how to get onto YouTube.
We had that yesterday. We would at least triple our viewership if men knew how to get onto YouTube.
So, and they go,
it seemed to be a common theme.
Barely can turn on the TV. Yeah. I've got that down. I give him a list of boxes to tip and barely turn on the TV is the one they tick.
He knows how to get the cricket.
Yeah.
He knows how to get the footy. He knows how to get the KO for
little
the footy.
Touch. Nearly helped. Gives him another second. Maybe another second. Another one in the head anyway.
Yeah. So it's going to be a bit hard to squirt the bowl out to the blue bowl, the jack out to the blue bowls on that angle, but Irene won't be short.
No, there's a good opportunity if she gets the white one clean. Even if she gets the split of her blue bowl and the white bowl, the jack is then going her way.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what happened there, Mitch. Camera's got blocked for a
Nice
second.
big red bowl.
So this is just a bowl under the front blue to the second shot. Just a nice.
So Barb's ex Waruna.
Yeah.
So how big's the Waruna club? I haven't been there.
Yeah, it's a great little club. I think they play in the Murray League. I think they play in their the ladies' are top division. Not sure if they'd have more than one team of 12 ladies. Yeah, I think one team of 12 ladies.
Right.
The men are a fairly strong combination. I think
Righto.
they've picked up a couple of younger bowlers that have bowled previously and been away for a few years and come back. But yeah, they've got some pretty handy bowlers there.
Just not going. I don't know about the number of teams, but I was out there 3 weeks ago, so they've got some funding to replace the oldest synthetic.
Oh, okay. Yep. Good.
So they got. I think they have money in the bank. They said, and they got some
Good.
half promised by the Shire. So that'll be good. That'll go under. They've got quotes and that'll get under the way. They've been promised some more money. I think by the. They hope the state Labor government coming back.
They're promising money everywhere.
Money
Politicians.
Exactly. So they're on a promise as well, I believe.
Yeah.
To help out, and they got a few other ideas just to liven the club up and
good.
get some facilities for the for wheelchairs so they can be a bit more inclusive. So they got some good ideas going forward.
Yeah, it's a nice.
So it was a good meeting.
Yeah,
very
nice
positive.
Club.
Yes.
And people will be yelling out now that she's playing at Yundrup, and of course this is the first year at Yundrup. So
yeah, but she learnt it, Waruna.
Yeah, absolutely.
Clearly.
Yeah, and the two boys, Michael and Sheree, are still there. So two of the kids still live in Waruna. So hopefully they're.
Irene is close to this white bowl. She just needs another couple of up and over.
Yes.
Little jack movement wasn't enough.
Not quite enough.
Pam gets over the head and.
So that was the split we were talking about, but it might not have got it far enough.
It's worth a
to
measure.
Hold up a bit. Yeah. Somebody's going for a tape.
They're debating who it would be, I think.
Oh no, getting the chalk out for. Oh no.
So nice close up of the XGs. Nice little butterfly.
Done it, I think.
XGs belong to Irene?
Yep.
No. So one to Southwestern still. So they'll move on to 6. So 6-0 after 4 ends. As I say yesterday, we can't really see the other boards. The board next door, I think 3 it is. 5-4 to Easton. And the board next to that is 4-2 to Easton. So they've started well on those 2 rinks.
So any retirees from either of the... Are we allowed to get privy to that information from the over 60s or the open side as far as the ladies go, or is that still in-house?
Retire. Oh, well, I guess it's probably in-house, but...
Yeah, probably in-house, I think that's probably the...
Yeah.
Oh, we'll leave that there then.
Yeah, I think it's, until we actually announce, and, the announcement of the players that we pick to come to trials will hopefully be out by maybe the end of the week, Pete. Let's hope.
Yes, it will be it will be.
By the end of the week.
We'll communicate definitely by the end of the week.
Yeah.
Ladies, if you're waiting for a letter, it'll by the end of the week.
End of the week, you'll know whether you're a yes or a no, and certainly for those ladies who have put in if you're a no, don't give up on it, because your name's there now. We actually are going to remember these people who've put in and be watching what you're doing in the next 12 months. And
that's sort of the point of putting it in, isn't it? Just so now they're actually looking for you when you scan events, scan things, and if you can't be there, or we all have our contacts and our things, and if we have a nice contact in clubs, certainly I followed up talking to people in different clubs, even if I couldn't see the player, people that I trusted their opinion. So there's always chance that someone's looking at you, so don't get despondent.
And that's, I get around a fair bit, even just, with country, not so much gala days, but, the classics and things like that. So you do see people, and, you've got people that you can talk to, and, like people you trust in a club
can't see them. You can't see everybody all
You
the time.
can't.
And
No, that's
other
right.
people's opinions about people are quite valuable sometimes.
They are. They
Yes.
can be valuable
You
or
don't-
invaluable.
Yes, you don't.
Yeah.
You know, first opinions are important, but
They are. Yeah.
but you don't want to get stuck on that.
Yeah. So certainly, anybody that's put in, if they do miss out this year on trials, we can't trial everybody because, like I say, we did have, very large numbers put in, and some people's resumes were, full of what they've done. Some hadn't done anything. So we've got to.
Yep.
Yeah.
So 500 people just turned off their live stream when you said you're not going to leak who's in and out there.
I think we just leave that for the players involved to
Absolutely.
make those announcements rather than us.
Yeah, I think.
So Academy, something dear to your heart, Linda?
Yeah.
Your time doing that? How long?
Oh,
You did it
look.
for a year or two.
No, I did nearly 4, I think
Nearly
I did. It was just under 4. That was great. Look, we had some really good sessions and lots of positive came from that. I think setting that academy up from Bowls WA was fantastic. And, let's hope it continues in the same vein because it certainly was, we've picked up. We picked up some great talent from there. The likes of Ben Leggett, who just won the state singles. Yes. These players are probably always going to be on the radar. Matt Whiteley, you're looking at Cam Green from Mount Lawley. Some of the girls, Jenny and Sue, for instance. Sean was there.
Deb Saunders was there.
Deb Saunders, yeah. There was quite a lot of,
It's just another way for you to get noticed.
Absolutely.
Doesn't mean you won't get picked in the state team just because you haven't been through the academy.
No.
But it's just an opportunity.
Yeah.
And the Academy Blitz, that was
Academy Blitz was really
huge.
well seen.
Wow.
Really happy
Yep.
with the way that went.
Yeah.
A lot of new names, and again, not everyone got picked. We had
No.
what do we have? Over 50 people put their names down for that.
For that, yeah. And I like the fact that you looked at managers or coaches for each of the
Yeah.
side were
Yep.
some of our up and coming state
Yes.
bowlers
Yep,
and
current state and
Current state, who put their
Clive
hand up.
Adams, obviously, and the Anthony
Yeah.
Williams, and
yeah.
and those Russell Bates, now a state selector.
State selector, yeah.
So
I-
that was
Harris.
so that the plan is
Yeah.
that will be an annual selection event.
That's it. And
in December each year for the new year.
yeah,
So my feedback was over the top good. They just loved it.
Yep.
And it's not just the ones who won it, it was just everyone, the
Yeah.
involvement and the coaches and
Yep.
the one-on-one.
Yeah,
and
the coaches
Yeah.
had permission
That
to go
was-
on the greens and
Oh, did they? Yeah,
and
good.
if they wanted to, with talking to the players and
Good.
talking about shot calling and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. It wasn't just a selection trial; it was actually
Yeah.
hopefully a learning day as well. So
yeah.
so we'll have a new academy squad soon.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Jeff Watson just, as you know, life gets in the way sometimes. He
Yeah,
just doesn't have the
that's
time
it.
at the moment that he
No.
can commit to. So
Yeah.
so we will just get all our
Yeah.
dot our I's and cross our T's
Yep.
to make sure when we open the
The
wheel
selection.
squad up,
Yep.
there'll be a purpose to it, not just
Yeah.
sitting there for.
Good. Yeah.
So that'll be good.
So it's evolved from something good to something better. It's been.
We hope so.
Mike's
We'll
take
keep
on it.
developing it.
Absolutely.
We'll keep looking at different ways. It's very difficult sometimes. You've got the more experienced players and the less
Yeah.
experienced players. So
Yeah.
we're trying to try and not a two-tier thing, but different for different people. So the newer ones get what they need out of it,
Absolutely.
and maybe the ones that have been around a little while and are
Yeah.
more progressive get different things out of it. They need
Yeah.
different tools. So that's what we're just
And what I
finalising.
quite liked about the coaches for the Academy Blitz, it actually got some of the players who have got a fair amount out of bowls into giving something back.
Yeah.
And that's part of my role as I've got a lot out of bowls, and I've had some great coaching, the likes of Therese Hastings, and being able to impart that knowledge back into some of the new players through the academy. So just would throw it out there to any players who've been in the game for a long time. Just think about getting in there and giving something back.
Yeah, we look at it as another step in a pathway for our future coaches.
Absolutely.
As well.
Yeah.
These ones who take part in these opportunities
Yeah.
could be our future state coaches.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
And
Well,
coaches need pathways as much as players do.
they do, and Russell Bates taking on one of the selections is great. He's
Yep.
obviously prepared to forego his state position for a couple of years, I guess.
up for
Unless
that.
Yeah,
he's-
well, certainly 1 year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
well,
1 year at least. Yeah.
If he'd won the state singles, I would have been intrigued to see what he'd.
He's got a 2-year contract with a 1-year option.
Yeah.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Depending on
Yeah.
how he feels next year.
And,
Yeah.
you know, he's
He
such...
certainly hasn't retired from state bowls.
No, no.
He will be back at some point.
He is such a motivator. You know,
Yes.
I mean, having Russell on the green when you are playing state bowls, he's so encouraging.
And a really
You
good
know-
shot here. This could nearly get shot around the back. Not
Still-
quite.
still
Still
got
one
blue.
to Easton.
So I had
Yep.
I managed to blitz side 1 year, Linda, and I had Russell, privilege of having Russell
Yep.
Bates within that, and
Yep.
I opened my eyes to what a leader he is within a group.
Yeah.
He was exceptional. And it was actually, and interestingly enough, I brought down Shane Judici Nan.
Are you?
No one could pronounce his name, let alone spell it,
Yes.
let alone know who he was. But now he's played 3. Did he play 3? Or yeah, he played
Played 3
3
in the state
got
team,
it
yeah.
in the state team.
Yeah.
So that was
Acquitted himself really well.
yeah, and so the blitz lets now, as much as that was not
Yeah.
part of the academy, it's still the blitz, and it's still a way of exposing different
So
players.
sit on her own.
Brilliant,
Yeah,
very,
Very
good.
good. So 2 to the Eastern at the moment from Pam.
Yeah.
Holding 2, hopefully for her, she doesn't have someone slide in front of it. But I'd suggest Julian,
Yeah.
or do you call it Julian or Jill?
Jill. She's
Always
Jill.
Jill. Always
Yeah.
Jill. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
Jill on name, and she'll have different intentions.
Yep.
It's changed hands back to the forehand.
So
Looking to slide under the blues at the front when they come into view.
In the first year we ran the blitz, I was coaching the academy, and I managed a side, and we picked our captains, and John Slavic Chevy was my
he's great.
captain at that time, and you know, we met to do a draft, and the first person he actually said he wanted in the side was Russell Bates.
Is that right?
He
That's
said he
interesting.
brings a lot to a team,
Yeah,
and so that was great for Rusty. He does bring a lot to a team.
yeah. I know when we did the year I the draft, he was there. I'd played Country Week singles against him, so knew he could bowl.
Another good ball
Another
here.
good shot.
Gee, that's
Doesn't
great.
want to touch that jack.
No,
That wasn't going her way.
Very
No,
good home.
that was
Well,
a
she
slice.
did touch that jack, but
Yeah.
I don't know if it counted. Irene may give us an indication. She did, but it was quick.
quick.
Can we get a
Hand up,
replay
hand
on that, Mitch?
Oh yeah, I reckon she's got three fingers there.
But we've got
3.
him.
Yep.
3.
Mitch, of course, from High Tide Media, has done an exceptional job.
Done a wonderful job. We thank him very, very much. Extremely busy, but if you're looking for someone, he's available to talk to you.
Mm.
If you need his contact details, please let me know. I will gladly pass them on.
And works 24/7 as we've worked out.
Yes.
From getting from the Wildcats to here, from a late finish to an early start, I'm not sure he got too much sleep.
Probably not the only person who works 24/7. You've got a bloke sitting next to you there who
Yeah, he
works
does, yeah.
24/7, and you know,
Occasionally.
Pete, you do an amazing job.
A lot of balls in the
Don't
air
know.
at the moment, Linda.
I know that's the thing, but you know,
There are
gosh,
times and there
I
are
don't
other
know
slower times.
how many people could do the job you're doing? I don't know.
And because bowls in my journey now, it doesn't stop. It changes
No.
gears.
Yeah.
But the number of winter bowls
Yeah.
people playing,
Yeah.
doesn't do my head in. It's so exciting and
Yeah.
to see it happening. But this is another fair effort here.
So Owen just needs to drop inside that. Will she hold the line?
No,
No,
flops
just
out.
flops out. So
Yeah, it's certainly got 3 there, I'd say.
this is Barbara's last chance to.
Change
there's
something.
there's no obvious ways to get into this.
Well, she's shown that she doesn't mind bowling in this direction under
No.
a bit of pressure.
She has to be right out to those blue bowls as well as
Jill's
being underneath them.
quite liking this.
She's having a look again. It's got to hold. It's not.
If
Not
it,
quite
if it doesn't tackle it, it's through.
Quite.
Yeah, you got to get
Yeah.
right out to those blue bowls and
Okay.
drop under. And so Irene,
Another one will make a difference here. It'd be bring it up
Absolutely.
to 4-6.
definitely. There'd be a little bit of caution here, I would expect. She doesn't want to move the jack on the hand that she's playing.
No.
A little bit of caution. That looks a higher line, so
The weight, Peter, as we see it move in front of us.
looks
now.
quick.
Looks way too quick.
Oh,
Don't tackle
don't
it.
touch the jack.
I think she'll.
Sits-
No, she won't stop
oh.
inside that white one, but
Mm,
good leave.
fair effort.
So we're on the board here, Easton. with 3
3.
shots, so
Yeah.
that helps the scoreline. It moves it to 6 Southwestern to 3 Eastern.
It's the aggregate board down here now.
Aggregate board is, they've just updated that one, so Southwestern 24, Eastern are 16, so only 21 ends played. Let me just see if the Eastern girls are working. Northern, they are. So Northern has jumped over there, Northern Zone 32, Southern Zone 25, 24 ends played. So 32, 25 Northern over Southern.
So, Linda, what's next on the calendar for you as far as bowls goes?
Well, Tuesday pennant, obviously. We play Capel.
Yep.
We're just sitting outside the 4. Last year we made the grand final from 4th place and won the grand final for the first time in Brunswick's history of winning a First Division pennant flag, which was very exciting. We've got a lot of new girls at Brunswick who are now in their 2nd, 3rd year playing, who we've brought up through, to give them a go, and all responded really well. We've got some great girls out there, good club people. Then I guess Sunday I've got Master Singles. Mosman Park are running the Master Singles, so there's a group playing on this Sunday, and then the following weekend that's on.
Yep.
Obviously, I don't know, Country Week is coming up. So I've last year took 3 of our newer girls to Country Week, so they'll be better for the experience this year. That's it. Coming up, Australian Open. We go to the Australian Open in June. So it's a fair bit on the calendar.
Actually, of Country Week, Barb and Jill are off to Country Week for their first times. So they,
this year?
This
Okay.
year. So that's good, isn't it?
That's great.
It is, and they'll grow their bowls, and it's just the fellowship's fantastic as well. But it's another experience, and
I
they'll
think
be comfortable in that that standard of bowls as well.
Yeah, I think we've got from Brunswick, which is we're not a huge club. We have a First Division and a Second Division, so 20 players in pennant. But I think we've got 1, 2, 3 teams, maybe 4 teams going to Country Week this year.
Wow,
which is good.
Yeah.
Great experience for the. I know the girls that were on my rink last year. They had a ball. They met some fabulous people out there.
Yeah, that's what Country Week, you meet
Absolutely.
people you'll see every year for the next 20 years.
20 years.
You only see them once a year.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a really good experience, and they really were excited. We early in the piece, they wanted me to let's get a new shirt for Country Week. So that was been hanging in the wardrobe now for nearly 12 months. So
beautiful.
Yeah. So no, it's good.
And live stream, Pete, we'll be doing the live stream again for Country Week.
We will for the finals day, for men and ladies, of course.
So
finals day.
So if you don't make the finals,
okay.
Yeah, you'll be able to watch it.
I'll definitely be able to watch it. Absolutely. Oh, I'm sure I'll be there watching it live.
Yes.
Kerry jumped on last year, so that was great.
Yeah,
I did
good.
enjoy listening to Kerry.
Yep. Yep.
Prime candidate, if she makes it, we should mic her up. Prime candidate for that.
Would you be in that? So this is something
Absolutely.
we talk about is taking
Miking a player up.
Yeah, absolutely. So talk us through about we can call it from here, but there's a win there, and it's holding on that side, and we definitely are one down. Whatever the experience of. So and we have to do it. You'd be very selective who we do it with. We need someone who won't be flustered by it.
Someone who doesn't swear a lot.
Doesn't swear a lot. That cuts Lisa out.
Lisa,
So we.
Poor Lisa.
Poor Lisa's getting.
She's copping it today.
But anyway, and the reigning over 60s singles winner called in and saw her on the way through on our way down, and she's pretty chuffed.
Back to back.
Back to back. Yeah.
How good's that? And there's actually I did look down. There's quite a few back-to-back winners on the over 60s. So
yep.
None of them won 3 in a row.
No, so hopefully.
Oh, okay.
So that's the end of
I'll be
Lisa.
out to get her next year. Don't worry.
That's the end of Lisa.
Might be back.
She's gone.
There's a great shot there.
Yep.
From Jill.
Can bowl.
Yeah.
So probably the heads going this way have been a little bit more widespread than going the other way. Just struggling to find the weight.
Yeah, back to Lisa Featherby. Nobody loves the bowls more than Lisa. you know, any time that it looks like there's going to be a heated out for pennants, she would be the first to say, you know,
She's
40 degrees, she'd still be playing, and everybody else is out there nearly dying.
she's in that category, or one of the categories of, I understand it, but I still don't like it.
No, that's dead right.
I've heard that before, actually. But no one's a greiter contributor off the green as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Linda, as me, as yourself, and I know as on the finance committee, or the fair committee as we call it.
Yeah.
So she does a power of work.
Yeah.
Bit of a go-to person for me when things.
Yeah, no, she's certainly given
reliable opinion.
Given as much back to the game as she's got out of it. You know, she's definitely one of those who has.
Like your good self.
And Kerry Anderson, you know, there's a number, a lot of people, you know, have done that, Pete. You know, it's
certainly
a huge number. Yeah.
Volunteers are finding it harder to find, club-wise, association-wise, as any sport.
I think you talk to anybody in any sport.
Tough thing.
It's tough, you know. People got
so many other things they can do nowadays.
Yeah, that's right.
And contribute in other ways.
And you know, I think kids nowadays, you know, I mean, once upon a time, you know, if we had to wash the car, you wash the car because your parents told you to wash the car. Now,
I used to get 20 cents to wash the car.
Want to wash the car, and they want $20. Yeah, so it's all very different nowadays.
Southwestern holding two on top in this end, but there are opportunities here. Will this one find something to sit? No, it won't. Still can't find that middle weight. So big opportunity to add a third. There are names who watch a lot of bowls that Clive's already knew. But Vince from Sydney is one that I'm starting to recognise a bit. Right. So welcome, Vince from Leppington, Sydney.
Yep.
Likes his live stream. Thank you for watching. That'll be a third. So if you have any questions, Linda will be leaving us very, very short at the end of this end. Yep. So she can do her state selection duties and give everyone a fair amount of her time. But she will be back towards the end. So if you have any questions, put them in the YouTube chat, and we will ask Linda when she gets back.
Good. Go and enjoy watching.
If you don't, I will just Doug will make some up.
Yeah, no, that's
that's okay. But
he likes the challenge.
But some legitimate questions would be nice for Linda.
Good. Okay.
So
out of here. That the shift telling me to get off. Get off the chair.
No, just want to point out this is a pre-arranged exit. I'm not shoving me out the door.
N5 was we know that you've got other duties that you've got to fulfill.
Plenty of other ladies that demand your attention.
Good.
So
Good.
Thank you, and we will see you in probably an hour and a half or something like that.
I'll be back.
You'll be back. Well, thank you to Linda Warburton, always a font of knowledge, and I'll go out to do some more hard work. No rest for the weekend.
So Barbara is going to add a fourth here. Irene's only got one bowl left, so this is a little bit desperate right now for Irene.
Going to the forehand, backs off the mat. Distracted by something, or change, or that ball coming down maybe.
So the breeze coming over her shoulder, so it'll push it. It'll push it longer, and it'll push it more turn at the same time.
So
what's the weight like? The line's okay, but I think she's still
way too heavy, or is it
still be quick. It'll swing back late, but it'll still be 4. Opportunity for 5, so a big number coming here. Linda's still exiting and knocking things down as she leaves. Sneaks underneath, but will it hold its head?
And
maybe.
Clap of the hands.
Got a clap, so it's a chance.
So it's a look. 4 on a measure we'd be suggesting as 3 go out, 4 go out. they're going to measure it. I thought for a minute there that Pam was going to concede. Just going to help.
What was the decision?
So, Mitch, what was the decision there? As we flick it over.
No, we all.
We know what it is.
It's
so,
5.
5.
As suspected.
As we were momentarily distracted.
Yeah, no. People asking us for coffee. You're much better half asking us if we want a coffee.
Yeah, I set the bar low, so it's easy to be better half in this relationship.
Exactly. So 11-3. So you get 3 one way, but you've lost 5 the other.
So long way to go. Of course, there's only 6 ends completed, and knowing how good Irene is, she'd be unfazed. She would have been here, done that. She'll know how to work her way back into the game. Conditions changed ever so slightly. Just that breeze swung a little bit more north in it.
Yeah, it's a little blustery as well. It's not consistent.
No. The sun's certainly out and about, but certainly not hot compared to yesterday. And that humidity,
Yeah,
I think that was as bad as the heat itself. That sort of got hold of us a bit.
it's been that kind of year, isn't it?
Yeah.
The humidity is just
I'm just not used to it.
no change to things.
I don't know what it is about live
That's a
stream,
nice start.
Peter, but my observation over the last 2 weeks have been it makes lead better. Some outstanding performances down at Emu Point, and again
Yes.
here over this weekend of Leeds just going to another level. Luella Jenkins yesterday took it, way higher than someone said it's as best she's ever bowled, but I'd suggest she's does that quite often to be making a zone pair side. I'd say she's quite accomplished
And done well in country work as well, so
Yeah.
she clearly has that talent.
Yeah.
Jewel looking to slide on past. She just jack around the corner just to take that jack high situation out. Would be perfect.
Wow, good set.
Sitting on the line just gives it a bit of protection as well. So
Yeah, very clever. So husband Dave will be watching, she tells me, and she's got Brad, sons, he may be watching as well. He's moved back from Sydney, so he'll be getting a bit of a lesson from his mother on how to bowl, so they'll be enjoying it as a family. And for someone who's only been bowling 7 years, she's certainly got to a very good standard very quickly, Peter. So the old white XGs have spent their time around that jack, haven't they?
They have. On the crossover, these
Size.
Sam Irene just having a chat about it. There you can see the windsock.
Yep.
It's coming over their right shoulder, or pushing into their faces, pushing this way. Another inks. Far side, you can see the lady's just about to change that aggregate board, so we'll give you an update on that. Again, Barbara,
Very clever.
just consistently building those heads, as we've seen from the previous 2 Southwestern rinks.
Yeah.
They've both done the same thing, just consistently building heads.
Yep.
Not getting into too much trouble.
Owning the jack early and then getting good bowls around it.
They are the defending title holders.
This will be.
Irene.
Here's some class.
Irene, very good shot here. Wow.
Really? Through the gate.
Well, second shot, but that's not fair.
Didn't think there was a gap was big enough for it to actually fit through, Peter.
No.
But it did, and so that's the bad news. Good news, it's in a very good catching position.
So Southwestern are the defending champions.
Will this be potentially 3 in a row,
I've
Peter?
heard that whisper. So they are the dominating zone at the moment. So Easton will be looking to take that mantle from them. They're in front on rinks. Easton, just in front on rinks 3 and 4. We don't know about 5 and 6. That aggregate board has changed. Someone is, well, Southwestern have jumped to 43 to Easton 28, so they've opened up a 15-shot lead. So one of those other 2 rinks at least.
So hopefully we can get some insight here from Pam, but no, not forthcoming. But so we'll take a guess. It's definitely 3, and the Blues' 4th shot.
I was going to guess at 2, and it might be 3rd shot.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't argue looking at that angle. So it depends whether you look off the screen or we look out across the green. And
the ring. I'm not sure if you heard the ring next door. I have no idea who's got shot,
but it suggests someone has.
But it looks like they might have 2 touches, and both might be actually touching the jack. They're that tight. It's never quite a positive call, so I think it's 2 here. I'm going to put my neck out and say 2. You going to go 3?
I'll go 3.
It's not 4.
I'll go 3.
It's not 4.
No, it's not 4. So hoping that someone will grab hold of it and trail it, so we both lose. But no.
Jill, that's not a bad position.
Still a few bowls to go.
Opportunity if Irene, yep. He wants to be more positive on this other hand.
Yes.
Rather than trying to dead draw it.
Yep, change the shape.
We'll see how Pam plays this, because it does turn a lot more from there, so the less weight you have, the harder it will be.
And there is a face, but that...
Irene's interested.
Yeah, she is.
Is it going to reach? But I think she was hoping for a bit more weight than that. I thought she was hoping for a bit of landing weight.
I think so. There was a face to see it. There's luck to be had if you reach through there.
So as you can see, looking down, there's a nice looking shot on that backhand for Easton.
Yeah. As they're letting that ball go on that backhand, it is, you burn a few petrol tickets as you're pushing into that breeze. So
yes.
you need to just give it a little bit more to get the job done.
Jill's coming from a good angle here.
Yeah, this looks good.
And the weight, she doesn't want the jack, and she hasn't got it.
Oh well.
That's definitely 3.
I think I'm right now.
Maybe 4. 3 down, so just want to point out I was right.
I thought I said 3. You said 2. But anyway, there was a ball come down. So
that is correct.
So the call will be the same, reaching weight.
Yeah. Again,
not as much interest shown by Irene.
Quite wide here, I think.
I think the weight was what she would have been wanting.
Yeah.
It's just that height was a bit too much.
I think they can afford to play more if they like playing that shot. If you're not that kind of way inclined, maybe you won't. But just looks such a good landing, just pushing through with nice, comfortable weight.
And you'll stay.
You've got your blue ball in front, which will jam on the red and shimmy up somewhere. You get the edge off the blue, you have a chance to split those 2 shots. Nothing for short here for the Eastern. They'll have to wait. Barbara may change that angle. She could quite easily play that hand as well on the draw.
Yes.
Not a lot of danger of doing that either.
So the weight will be the difference between the 2. 4 balls left to come for this end.
Sticking to this backhand, I think, which is more than reasonable. The shot could be either hand for them. Just don't want any jack movement.
Well, looks
don't
good.
want any jack movement.
It'll just be...
And they still haven't. It's just another one in the pile.
That's sheer class.
So that is 4. Irene is drawing. It's a tough shot.
Wow.
Well, it's not that tough.
Well,
the Southwest girls have done it quite well.
I'd rather call it than play
but
it.
I'd rather be playing it when I'm 3 up than when I'm 4 down.
and
But this is
equal to the task.
no,
No,
he's
and
bumping
the
another
problem-
one in. So we're up to 5. We're up to 5. Again, Barbara does not want any jack movement, because that'll cut the numbers down. The line is okay,
For me,
but
it's
the weight
it
just
so
won't reach.
does look the other hand with weight.
It
You
does.
Can, luck is just going to shine on you if you reach it.
There's nothing.
Cold.
Looking straight down, I'm thinking,
Yeah, I'd be,
yeah, a lot of people are saying,
unless she's
there's-
coming down, giving me a hand to count them because there's too many for me to count. But that looks horrid. But
it's nearly a 4-bowl target. You hit the blues up the front, you're a chance of
it's 4
getting
wide.
onto the jack or cutting down.
There you've got your own blues there.
Yeah.
Like to be had as a measure. As we're doing that, we can. When they said no one didn't know who had shot, and they rolled out the Eastern Bowl.
Yeah, so
That's on the rink of who's on that? So that's Jenny Jones and Linda Coxon are on that.
what's the decision? Will she play weight on the backhand or try the dead draw on the forehand? Blue bowls do some damage. It could, well, it can't go wrong. There are angles where they don't do much damage, but
We'll see.
to hit any of those counters will move things.
Absolutely.
They just want to get the jack out of there, and that looks like what she's going to play.
So
Yes.
she's reaching.
Yep, good solid weight here. Anything's going to help.
Oh,
I didn't get a lot of movement.
but
It helps.
helps.
Might have cut it to 2. Maybe might even still be 4. I'll be honest with you. It could still be 4.
It's 2 and they'll start looking.
Just didn't get enough movement. Need another couple of pounds on it.
So the old tape's getting a workout this morning.
Yes. If they're measuring the white one first, you'd expect it's 3.
Yeah.
2.
2.
Well, 2. That helps.
There you go.
Cut 3 out.
Yeah, very good.
Good shot from Irene. I'm really glad she played it.
So am I. I mean, I wish she'd played it 1 bowl earlier.
Yeah.
I thought that may have opened it up to
So
play that
7 ends
twice.
gone. 13 to the southwestern zone. Eastern still sitting on 3. So 7 ends gone. 12 ends left to finish off the women's interzone round robin pairs, and we can crown our champions.
Very sought after title. They love their pairs.
Yeah, certainly one of the best games to play. No doubt about that at
I
all.
think so. And it's interesting, the format, you know, I know we spoke about this yesterday, and 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 versus 3 by 3.
Yeah.
International games, they're all good. You know, like, and 2-4-2 and not so much. That's more of a winter game for me, but
2-4-2?
2-4-2, you know, has
Yeah, that's
has its
more of
interest.
a... Yeah. More on the social side.
A little bit more, not
Depending on, we've used it for state selections and things, 2-4-2, just to
where you get to look at,
get them used to playing different positions,
Positions.
skipping and leading.
yeah,
If you can't skip,
if you
or
can't
you
lead.
can't lead either. If you can,
Yeah, that's right. If you can't lead, you can't see where.
skips still need to get close. That's
Yeah.
the thing with...
You can't- if you
know,
can't lead, you can't skip.
Stateside's full of skippers. Well, we want our skippers to be able to draw a shot
Yeah,
as well.
so
So if they can't draw a shot,
it's always an
they
interesting
probably shouldn't be in the
conversation.
team.
Yeah, that conversation I've had a million times. Well, you know, it's full of skippers. You know, well, they can draw. They weren't always.
You'd hope
skips.
so. Anyway, so...
Can't leads, can't skip. Welcome
But
to my
even the
world.
3x3 is, some people think it's just a skipper's game, but there are others, and in the BPL, some think it's a leader's game. If the leader can get 3 close, then the skipper's job is quite simple.
So talking of BPL, I'll be off to that.
Very
Next
soon,
week?
I think
Yeah,
is what I saw
soonish.
an ad. 8 days away, so next week, next Monday, it starts.
Correct. Yes,
Next
Sunday's
Monday,
warm up.
so-
Yep.
So Warren Holt,
Yes.
best player out of the country for a few years. Super
Yes.
consistent.
Yeah, and cracking good bloke.
Deserves his opportunity, and no doubt he's going to go very well.
Carl Healy.
who will be leading them, and of course Christina Christic, fresh from her state singles, fresh from Trans-Tasman. I see she played yesterday, so she flew out the night of her winning the state singles title to New Zealand, and then straight back into Pennants.
Awesome. In awe of what she does. And
busy on the green, busy off the green, back at uni,
yeah,
got a degree, and she's progressing in that again with another. Not quite sure what she's...
was it physio this time? I'm not sure.
I think
anyway, she's
more
just
education
busy.
anyway, but more time. She's working, schooling, playing.
Everywhere.
Hard work. You need to have a very good diary
to keep up with it. Yeah. So it's the mix this year. It's changed up obviously from what it has been. The last
Blake Nance did a great job, and there's nothing certainly great. It's Blake. He played over 100 games, so he's had quite a few things, and we just went for a change. Maybe went for a bit more of a born leader. Carl Healy's the man. We've decided he's shown that he can be, and Australian skipper, gold medal World Cup
leadership group, as you say.
Leadership group of the Australian Jackaroos. So, and Warren's just
an all-round nice guy too. I have met him and chatted with him. So he's been a great acquisition.
Yeah, he's committed to us when he could have gone elsewhere.
Yeah.
So there are other teams chasing him after his performances in the last BPL or the one before. So, but he committed to the Suns, and we thank him very much for that. And
interestingly,
he likes the group.
Yeah.
So,
and our commitment to him when he was overlooked by others, which really astounds me.
Australian gold medal skipper. As you say, obviously good leadership qualities, and not getting the game.
And interestingly enough, I'd suggest Warren Holt and they fit very much in that same mould where they're quiet achievers. They let their actions do a lot of their leadership.
Yep.
Yes, they're good with voice as well, but Carl and himself are not dissimilar in many ways. So look forward to how it all works together.
And there's certainly been some critics out there. We should have an all West Australian team.
But
we've had over 50% of our teams since the Suns have been in have been all West Australian teams. When I played with 2 West Australians. When I coached 3 West Australians. So it's not as if we want to win as well. And WA people, they just need to get a little bit better.
So obviously
that's all I can say. I'm going to be honest with them. We need you to. We've got a few candidates who are really close to this time, and there'll be a time when we'll get back to all West Australian teams, but we owe it to our sponsors, we owe it to our supporters. We're a bit like a franchise. You don't see the Perth Scorchers with all West Australians.
Well, we're not a bit like a franchise. We are a franchise. So, and that's always my go-to when, with my position being front and centre on a lot of these issues, is we are a franchise, and we're there. We're performance paid, and we really want to get results on the board, and so we've picked the 3 best possible bowlers we can get hold of, and
pick the best team we think
can do the job.
And one of them happens to not be a WA person. I think 90% of people are on board with that.
Yeah, we don't look at their passport. And that'll change. It's an evolving competition. We saw 2 new teams come into it.
Yep.
And that'll evolve even more as we go
A
forward.
little bit less TV time this time around.
Suns?
Although
we got a prime. Yeah, it is with extra numbers.
With the extra team, so it's a different schedule.
Yeah.
So keep your eye out if you're avid, and hopefully you are, Suns, with the Bowls Australia live stream during the day, and KO or Fox during the night. So make sure you don't miss them.
The big one we've got is Tuesday the 18th. We've got was 9 o'clock over east, but so 6 o'clock. So that's a prime time slot back into WA. So that's the one I'd encourage everyone to set their alarm for. Is get hold of that one. Playing the Tassie Tridents in that game.
Very hard team to beat.
Well, we need to beat them because I've got the president of Tasmania in the box. So
need some bragging rights.
I do, and we're not allowed to bet either. So just
Pam
so needed to get hold of that flat or get it over one
to Southwest at the moment.
Gave it a chance, but
Jewel will stick on the forehand.
And the wind from that, coming from that quarter, when Pam's playing the backhand as a right-hander, that the wind will just hold it on that running surface a bit longer, Pete. And we've sort of seen with the weight, that has slipped a couple around the back. I'll run with that story.
So coming from a pretty good angle here. They always turn late with this breeze once it starts losing the weight. So that's a pretty good effort. That's not far away.
So Pam gets another look at this again on her backhand.
Just with a couple of... who we got watching? Jenny? Well, Jenny Bruce.
Oh, Jenny Bruce.
Welcome, Jenny.
Yeah, Jenny. So
Just down the road. Busselton. Very good player, very good worker, volunteer.
yes, no, out and about.
Doing
Great
some
for
coaching with the kids.
Yep. Good for
Down
chat.
at Busselton. Yes.
Does a lot of hard work at Busselton.
Welcome, Terry from Scotland.
Well, we do. Sonny, this.
Very much.
Wow, that's different. Terry. from
Scotland's not different.
No,
Lovely place.
Getting people overseas and Thailand, Scotland.
Scotland, Wales, Ireland. Lovely places.
Absolutely. And the Internations, which we host now, we've got the ladies' Internations.
Indeed.
I actually play for the Scottish side.
How?
Well, just because I've got Scottish parents. Grandparents, sorry, on my mother's side. So
Okay.
Dad actually played for Ireland. I got asked to. I could have qualified for about 4, and I could give you the story, but you might need a dump button. Not that there's any bad language, but we may get some hate mail or hate email nowadays on my explanation of playing for Scotland. But what a great event! The fundraiser for the men's.
The amount of money the men's have raised over the
massive
years.
for
Huge.
a massive. For Variety is the chosen group that the money goes to, and it flows through, and they speak to us that at the end of the event, and it just makes everyone dig a bit deeper.
Now the ladies have a similar concept.
Yes, had for
So
year one last year.
So
Aussie Park. Year 2 will be at Aussie Park, and then they'll rotate it, same as the men. Also to prove to be a financial boom.
We did miss. They actually hold shot now. Sorry about that. We rattled on a little bit, but Easton do hold one shot.
Much
Barbara
needed one
looking to
shot.
draw underneath the white one, turn her own white bowl, and he needs to up and over. A little bit of jack. That's their bowl sitting right behind the jack as well. So opportunities.
As we see
She's
that
having
coming,
a look.
she's worth a look too.
Is it going to arrive? Just got to the
So
wrong
that-
face, so I just didn't quite get there.
Which means we get one more bowl to come down from Irene Lay.
And Irene Lane needs
She
to
tells
make
me
this one a winner.
Tim won't be watching. She said Tim will have to wait for her to sort out all the TV, but a few of the boys maybe. Murray, Allen, Graham. It's just Tim. But Tim will sit down and watch. Depending on, she might not be able to find it herself if they don't start picking a few numbers up here.
Interesting decision here. Irene has switched to the forehand. Sorry.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to touch that white bowl. She obviously didn't want to push in the red one either, but she doesn't want to touch the white bowl.
And she's gone high of
Don't
it. and
touch the white bowl, and
Oh,
she
she-
didn't. That is perfection, you could say.
Never in doubt.
We did say it draws late, and it needed to.
And that swooped at the last minute.
Swooped heavy. That's a great shot from Irene Lay. 2.
It does back up what we've been saying. She is of immense talent,
Yes.
and don't underestimate
No.
Irene Lay and her ability.
Not questioning her decision whatsoever.
Been there, done that, and the old XG's just swooped at the right minute.
5. They move on. Easton well needed 2 shots.
You were more nervous than Irene and
I
Pam.
think so. They look very calm.
No.
Never in doubt. 13-5 after 8 ends. I do have an update from the other game, Northern and Southern. 48 ends played. It's kind of close. 51 each. 51 all on the Northern and the Southern green. Of course, Northern are out of the competition. They can't win. Eastern need to beat Southwestern to keep it alive, and the Southern need the Eastern to beat Southwestern to give them a chance, although they are in a little bit of trouble with rink wins because they have the least amount of the 3. So they would definitely need to win all 5 rinks to be a chance.
So Pam's picked the
Well,
line.
6 rinks though. They play 6.
Yep.
6 rinks, which helps even more. I think they need all of them.
Pulled this one up a bit short.
In the short, this is in your eye line. You're going to have to call this one because
You're right
I
on
got-
that
I-
length. It's
yeah,
really annoying.
I got the post, and I can see that. That's a great shot. That's a really nice start.
Very, very good. And like we keep on saying, we seem to turn leads into superstars once we put the camera on them.
That was Jill from Hall's Head, and Glenda Grieve is watching from Hall's Head.
Oh, rightio.
So she'll be clapping.
So her husband might be Alan Greaves. Alan Greaves, who was involved
I know
with
Alan
this.
Greaves, but I'm not going there.
Not going there.
Well,
Guessing.
I don't know.
That don't. Yeah. Ask a question you don't know the answer to. But Greave, he does a fair bit of work. He was in. I think he was down at Emu Point. If we're talking about the same person, doing his bit.
Glenda might tell us, or she may not.
No, she might deny it. We'll see.
Yeah, we might not know the truth.
Good club, Yandra.
Well, Glenda's Hall's Head, so
Oh, Hall's Head, also a good club. Massive
that's
club,
where
actually.
the dual connection comes
connection, rightio.
in. Yes. So I'm going to guess not.
Yeah, I'd guess not. Yeah.
Well, it's an interesting head. There's one really good one, and the other 3 are quite widespread.
So you should be able to see, even though there's a little bit of few things in the way, I'm sure you can see the back bowl stuff
I
covered.
can see the
with
back
there.
bowls.
The
I
one
can
near the
just
jack.
see the jack. I can't see the short bowl. We're in a great location, except for around about this length, going this way.
Going this way.
It's perfect for you.
And stays
Sure
tad
about-
high.
Not sure about your viewing with the TV there.
I guess most of the time anyway.
Doesn't matter. Does not matter.
So, a chance to add. So
There you go.
Barbara Hilliard.
Alan is Glenda's husband, treasurer of Murray Districts,
There you go.
and we've been admonished for putting a S. Sorry, Glenda. Alan Grieve, Glenda Grieve.
Righto.
Rightly so, Glenda. Sorry about that. So 2, Southwestern.
Here's a chance. Just going to
Sneak around and
flop
great shot.
in.
Irene,
It's going to fall. That is
Irene showing her class again.
again and again, and that just falling over actually, as much as you go, what difference does that make? It does protect the jack a little bit. So the call is to play through it on the left-hander's backhand. Sometimes people shape up and you go, oh, that looks like forehand to me, and so sure enough, it is.
So only
Got the height.
draw weight. Not even that, sorry.
Not even
Less
that.
draw weight.
And it's a trap, isn't it? That you're pushing into that breeze and you pick the line, but it does take a metre or
You've got to get
two
out to
off
the
it.
head of the breeze.
Yep. And then let the wind help you turn. It'll turn and burn if you get it right.
Yep. So currently Southwestern lead by 17 overall, 44 ends played, 17, 52, 35. So Easton have got some work to do.
A lot of work to do. But time to do it.
Ring next door, Ring 3 are doing their bit. Easton up 12-5 on that one.
That's Linda Coxon and Jenny Jones. York and Northern represented there.
So as they both had reasonably lengthy discussions there. Pam sticks with the forehand.
So not a lot of emotion
No.
have been shown by any of the ladies over the. You couldn't pick from body language whether they're
No.
5 up or 5 down.
No,
I sort of wonder if the cameras make them a bit aware of that. But
maybe they.
I know the men certain doesn't stop the men showing a little bit of emotion.
Also on the forehand is Jewel.
He's done it pretty well.
He's just around the outside.
And I'd suggest, what we've seen over the weekend, the Southwest lad, is that consistency to be within metre or whatever of the jack. They've bowled and more consistent to a higher level on that.
Yeah, just a few less bad bowls. Even there, that's the difference. As you go up the levels, I suppose you have your bad bowls become just average bowls in good positions, you hope.
So, and we spoke about that this morning about selection, and with Linda, it was pertinent about it's not how many good bowls you have, it's how many bad bowls you don't have.
That was certainly my mentality as a selector. How many bad bowls you're playing? Because we all play good bowls. Some still play more than others, but where do your bad bowls go is something I take an interest in. And that's the art. That's the reason we practice, to increase our consistency.
And remaining in the game with your bad bowl. So it's behind, it can catch, it'll be in a position that's usable. It doesn't stop the bowlers behind you getting to that jack or being able to influence the outcome of the head. Something we all aspire to.
So Irene goes to the mat holding one. Things haven't changed for her. Hard to get to as well, so it's in a reasonable position. It is going to require some weight, you would think, to get the bowl moving or get a bit of jack moving. Can Irene skirt the pack again? Tried to. The weight was pretty good, but didn't quite. That closes a few holes.
It won't look great.
No, Barbara obviously already had a plan anyway, so didn't think about changing or anything, so didn't change her shot.
So this is going to be reaching weight.
Yeah, showing some. Oops, sorry, we're just.
Gets that bowl up and over, it doesn't count. It's still the one, as Pam points out for us.
Hasn't helped her next shot, but because it's tightened all the holes up.
But it'll help Irene. She gets that bowl up and over, it would just about count.
Doesn't want to get her shot bowl up and over.
No, her second, the one that's fourth shot, her blue bowl.
On its way.
We'll never know.
It's not going to be far away when it finishes.
And she won't be disappointed at all.
It's a pretty good effort, very good effort. So they really want to put a bit of jack movement. They do have the white bowl sitting behind if they can get jack movement. If you can get that one enough to get to the next one, to cannon. That looks like what Barbara's playing, trying to turn the front blue onto the shot bowl.
Yep, with the catcher in place.
Get the jack movement.
Has she got the weight to do that, Peter?
She hasn't got the line, that's for sure. I think she did have the weight. It didn't have to be. It was a hard shot to get enough of the blue to get it on, but not to be anyway. So one shot. So that's 2 ends in a row now for the Eastern as they build back into the game. 6. They move to 6. Southwestern are 13. 9 ends played.
So the next 3 ends are critical for the Eastern zone and for them to just keep building this little bit of momentum they've got.
Got to set yourself some goals. What would my goal? I'd be trying to get to 10 before they get to 15.
Yep.
Would be my goal. Trying to get to double figures before they get to 15.
So setting realistic goals, Peter, that's always what you talk about?
Yeah, certainly that's what I try in my game in this position.
Yeah.
And I don't.
So you'd be talking to, if it's a game of 4s, you would be grabbing your team and say, right, this is where we want to be?
I've got to be careful with if it goes to any of my pennant team, depending on who they are.
Well, you're on the outer at the moment from what I saw the results from yesterday.
Yeah, I might not get back, which
so
may not be a bad thing for all involved.
I'll lend you a pencil or something for second. You played second before?
It's been a while.
Been a while?
It's been a while. My state games as a second weren't probably my best years.
So, you ever played second for Cambridge? For anywhere?
No.
You've played a few clubs. You've got about 13 clubs, didn't we? Count up 11 or 13 to 11, 12, 13 one time?
I can't remember.
Should run through 'em. But
So
it was
it's
a
only
few.
four country clubs.
Was that all?
Right there. 1, 2. Yeah, 4 country clubs.
Cundon, Tambalup, Kalgoorlie,
Wongan Hills.
and Wongan Hills. Righto.
So I played in 3 different zones.
Oh, I've got 2.
I haven't been
Three
able to
zones.
I haven't been able to crack the southwestern zone yet. I've got
Righto.
the other 3 covered.
Actually,
Northern, eastern, and southern.
if you don't get back into the
Well, I didn't play the southern. I was a little bit young, but I was in the southern.
you didn't represent them.
I didn't represent southern.
Oh, it's
zone.
only 2. You only got 2, the same as me. So, but you've got a chance of building if Cambridge don't give you a game next week. You might start shopping around.
Comet Bay's just down the road.
It is for you, yeah.
So that's a close get into the Southwest League.
And they're
Comet
getting
Bay.
a cover over top of their green.
Yeah, so that's
So
even better.
you could play in the shade.
Comet Bay.
Second in the
I
shade.
see them every year. They do a Bolsonville display in their
Do
local
they?
shopping centre.
Wow. Yep.
One of the
that's
few,
good.
but they every year. So I'm sure I'll see them again in September.
Metro clubs, Cambridge.
It's not about me, Doug.
No, just out of interest. Bedford.
We'll start from the start.
Righto.
Scarborough,
Yeah.
Gosnells, Melville, Victoria Park, Bedford, Cambridge.
10. I was
I've
way
been
out.
at Cambridge 15 years, so I slowed the pace down.
So, Irene just drifts behind. Hold 2, but
Well, 2, but
pretty loose 2.
yes. The weight, it looks pretty good on this one. Just got to hold its head. And it'll hold enough for shot.
Good ball.
So Barbara sets the new level that Irene needs to get to.
Yep.
She's not too far away. Is it going to put the anchor out?
It's not going to have it hanging off
No.
the front of the bowl either, but gave it an opportunity, but just runs through.
Yep.
A little bit tight on the line.
So this is where the consistency comes in. Can Barbara follow it up, put another ball on the head, put the Eastern ladies under pressure? The weight again looks pretty good. She's done that. This is a really good shot.
That's 2 really good
Yeah,
shots, isn't it?
well
That's touch of class.
Very well played from Barbara Hiller.
I wonder if Barbara put a name down for the over 60s, assuming she's over 60. That's
Don't believe.
dangerous.
Don't believe so.
I don't believe she's either.
No, I don't remember seeing Barbara's name.
Or do you don't believe she's over 60? Not somewhere I'd go with that. But
that's
she's certainly got
go
the
of that.
ability to play at a higher level again, Peter. It's something that's beyond any doubt.
Yeah. Obviously small sample sizes, but she certainly
Well,
it
yeah.
seems, yes.
We can only judge on what's been put in
Yes.
front of us. And
She didn't get to be skippering the zone pairs for nothing in a very strong zone.
yeah, no, that's
so
right.
that's for sure.
Doesn't mind drawing them under pressure either, which is a sign of someone who's a quality bowler and who has
Pam,
got
can
the-
she hold her
well,
head
this
long
looks
enough?
good. This looks
Got-
good.
Wouldn't get the hole, would you?
No,
You
it
don't
didn't.
think so?
No, so
There we go.
Pam's had her
So-
moments. She just needs a few more of them.
Yep.
They've won the last 2 ends, and that trail will be difficult, but that's what they'll be attempting to do. Sit the shot
Yep.
bowl, piece of the jack.
It's still really building the head. You don't want to be overdoing this. It's really just a draw. Just so if the trail comes, that's even better. It's trying to get to it. It's got some of it. It's got all of it. How far? Just too far. You can see the blue one. Irene's legs were hiding it.
it. Yeah, that was jumped apart and went, yep. So
probably 2 now.
So the weight changes. It's that much first, shifted that far.
It's one of those really good bowls that deserve better. Not only is she 2 down, but hit it a bit as well.
And then it decides, the shot bowl decides that it'd fall over, so it makes it harder to push past as well.
Yes.
So a little twist in the knife there, but doesn't detract from the fact that it was a fantastic bowl by Jill.
How's Pam's weight? I think she might just push this one. Yep. Yeah.
Easy to do.
Skip still calling for a draw.
Just like you say, dropping one's not a crime.
Yeah.
You don't want to drop too many, you know, just as the doors just open fractionally.
It's a hard shot. So even if Jill can just put something on the line there, get second shot, about jack high, just give Barbara a starting point, something to look at.
Something to slide off.
Yeah, she doesn't need to get shot here, just needs to get something.
And of course she won't see that from the mat. She'll be relying on.
So a white one just sticking out just inside the centre line there would just help the view of it. There is a hole on her forehand if she wants to push through that hole. We don't know the adventurousness of these players. I certainly know some men and ladies who would certainly look at that. Pushing through the hole on the forehand.
Yeah, if you can see it, play it. It depends on sometimes the scoreboard and your
drawing shot on the backhand is a good shot as well.
Yep.
It was just as good as the other one.
So different scenarios here.
Yeah, I suppose we say. I suppose I'm going back to my coaching thing. We all have different opinions about shots to play. So all I asked of my players, if you can justify why you're playing the shot, and you've noted the dangers in playing it, and that's the shot you want to play, then play it.
Yeah, there's that risk reward.
If I ask you why you're playing it and you don't really know, and you don't know what can go wrong and what can go right, then I have a problem.
Yeah, that's right.
But if we're all out there learning to call heads, just note what can go wrong with every shot. Doesn't mean you don't play it, but don't get surprised.
Now this is a fair effort. Or has it slow or slipped past? I thought it was going to swoop, but didn't.
So probably really needs to add a third here. She's got a bit of room. She's got 2.5 feet probably to get a third. She doesn't want to sit next to her shot bowl, but if she could land a foot in front of it.
Well, Pam's happy with it at this stage.
More turn, just trying to get out the back.
Maybe not.
Don't know.
So we'll wait for a call.
Might be three. So may have just made it.
Might be 2 and a look.
So this is definitely a draw now, so they've committed to that. So Barbara's who's drawn some really good shots.
Under pressure.
Already. It's got an interesting line here. This is an interesting shot.
Oh,
this is very close. That is a great shot.
Flops out, but
she got unlucky, but
over the moon and acknowledged by Irene as
one down. Could
Opposing
quite easily have fallen the other way.
Great sportsmanship by Irene to acknowledge how good that bowl was from Barbara.
So it's 3 in a row to the Eastern.
That one,
team.
a multiple there would have been, well, especially if it had been 3, but would have tightened it up. But 7-13 is really respectable and sets the stage for a second half of the game to be something to tune into and see what's going to happen. So got an ag board there, have we, Peter?
No, not really. Well, same as last time, 52-35, so it hasn't changed for a while. 44 ends played.
And CBH, well, as we're throwing the jacks coming down, so the generosity of CBH has enabled us to not only live stream Emu Point with the men's interzone round robin, but then to back up 7 days later, Peter, with the ladies interzone pairs held at Well, they called it the Eldon Cowan Green here in
The Eldon
Eaton.
Cowan Green.
So
yes.
I don't know the background, but I would suspect that it has put enormous input, into the success of this fantastic
Certainly the
facility.
Cowan name is definitely still here.
Yes.
So doing great things. That's a really good start for Pam. And of course, there's only what is the date? The 9th. Only 4 more days now till RSVPs for the CBH Member Forum, AGM, Sundowner function on the 21st. So only 4 more days to go to the website and put in your RSVP. Interactive panel session. Japan's Agricultural Co-op representative. Updates on operations, marketing, trading, fertiliser team. Free child minding services, even that, just free child minding services.
Oh, take Phil along.
that's the. I'd go just for that. Time alone, time
Yeah,
time with our lovely children that we love very much. Got an hour free, a couple of hours without them.
They so deserve
yeah, they probably deserve an hour without you.
Yeah,
So,
that's right.
so they probably look forward to more than you, but. The Sundowner on the banks of the Swan River with exclusive food and beverage tastings showcasing Western Australia's grain origins. That'd be interesting. So special accommodation at the Crown, special rates at the Crown, and a exciting prize draw if you go to all 3 events.
And I'd be suggesting they'll announce the outcome of the elections that are being held as we speak. I'm not sure. The 15th, maybe, from the top of my head, is the closing date for the election. So for the different zones they have through the CBH, they have directors, and so the voting process is being undertaken now. And it'll be interesting because it's a massive industry, and so the people are sought after position, and there's already some talented people, so there may be some changes in who the directors are, but we'll wait and see. I did get asked to be a scrutineer, but I'll be other side of Australia.
So you'll be busy at that time.
But I'll be watching with interest to see who does get. That's a fantastic bowl.
Irene, unlucky it fell the wrong way. Just gives Barbara a clearer look at it. But Eastern ladies have definitely tightened up over the last few ends.
Yep.
So yes, so that day is on the 21st of February, but get to the website by the 13th of February to register your interest or RSVP that you're coming.
So when you see those trains, if you happen to be, there's a few bowling clubs are near the railway line, and
Tamman.
Yeah, it's few. 2J. 2J's a bit of a train spotting session when you play at 2J. We see the grain flying past and coming from up country. Massive logistical challenge, CBH, but they've been doing it for a long time, and they do it well, and they forever planning for the future, CBH, and they know as the sheep industry declines, their small hectares going under crop and under cultivation, and they're forever evolving and aware of what's going on. So it's really interesting when you're involved. Because I'm obviously involved in it, to see it all happen, and
it's not going to get there, but it tried hard. A nice educated glide off the front.
The old Yunderup glide, or that a Waruna, something she learned to
I think that's a Waruna glide.
I'll take credit for that glide.
I think so. That's something you learn early.
Use the right way, it doesn't matter if you're line.
Yeah, if you don't learn it early, you don't get them.
Hard to master. Some people use it more often than others.
Peter Sedelic was a master. And there's no doubt he did try for them. He played the percentages. The best percentage bowler that I've seen was Peter Sedelic.
Wow, yeah.
And a lot of the rubs that he got, he knew exactly how to get them.
thoughts or any more comments coming through as we see this very important
no,
bowl come down?
No. Well, Barbara wins it, watching from Pinjarra, so
Pinjarra.
welcome. One of the most progressive clubs in the
Wow, yeah, are they ever?
in Western Australia. Country
Yep.
Metro, doesn't matter. One of the most progressive clubs and doing a lot of great work.
Put together quite a stable of players too.
Yep, no, that's the place people want to be, and that's what you want.
And the roof going over top of Pinjarra.
Yep. Yep, they've got their share of funding, but they've worked hard to get it.
Club of the Year last year.
Yes.
Country Club of the Year.
Yes, they're dominating that at the moment.
Could go back to back with the work they're doing.
Of course, those nominations actually won't be that far away, those things. Remember, it's the Club of the Year, so every year you need, even if you're a great club, you need to be doing a little bit more. You want to be Club of the Year.
And we've got the reigning National Coach of the Year in their midst with Kelly Ray.
With
How
Kelly
good's
Ray
that?
out at Coburn, doing a great job, in charge of our state juniors
And
Turning
progressing that all the time.
Yep, big junior, obviously a junior girl herself. Played for WA, New South Wales, Sydney. Sorry, South Australia.
South Australia.
Sorry
Yep.
if I'm wrong. She was
Yep.
played for Australia.
Won a state pairs.
Came back home
Yep.
and is volunteering her time.
Won a state pairs with Lee Paletti, as we spoke about Lee Paletti
Yes,
earlier on.
speaks very highly of Lee, as everyone
Paletti,
speaks.
everyone does that.
Not unusual, but yeah, first-hand knowledge. Kelly, a bit unlucky there. Got to make two to
4
Easton.
bowls to go. So will I be nominated as Coach of the Year with Denise's successes through the calendar year, Pete? Do you think I could get a gig?
You probably need Denise to verify that. I'm not confident of your chances.
A few people just turned off. I'll wait for some comments to come on with that, but yeah, so I do use that line a bit.
Ah, dear.
So holding two to Easton. Denise actually played for Easton.
Yes.
So as would have Lisa, Jenny Parker, a few of our previous, well, sort of current state players. I suppose they'll both will be in the
Course,
mix.
the
Chris Ace Watson.
the over 60s triples.
Yeah.
They all originated from the Eastern Zone.
Yeah,
All
both
6 of them.
teams, all 6 of them.
All 6 of them.
Yeah, that was they did
Top
take
class.
Yeah,
So they're still at Northern, and the Northern girls, and Lisa, Denise, and Jenny.
yeah,
So that was Eastern Zone dominated the over 60s triples.
that's good.
We'll get you the aggregate at the end of this end. The scoreboard is just updated, so I can give you an up-to-date score on that in a minute. So haven't received anything from the other game just yet.
So Barbara was coming down with intent then, but she crashed into that white ball, which we knew was right on the line.
So 2. They've won the last 3 in the Eastern Zone. Can they make it 4 in a row? Is Irene reaching?
The hand goes out
Oh,
here.
she's definitely reaching. Is she going to stop more so?
Oh.
Hangs on to
Bad
1.
No, she's down by
Oh,
one.
sorry, no, she didn't hang on to 1. Didn't go far enough. My apologies.
She certainly arrived a bit too early on that one. But
Disappointed with that.
especially in the context of the game, holding 2.
Barbara coming having a look, and while she's having a look, I will give you that aggregate update. The girls are just put on the board. Southwestern 64, and the Eastern are making some ground, 57. So 7 the difference. 58 ends played, so just over halfway. 7 the difference after Southwestern did jump the Eastern Zone. So I haven't got an update on Northern Southern. Still 51 each is the last score that I have over there. So yeah, Irene would be disappointed with that. We think this would be a draw on the backhand around the white one, trying to just fall inside the Jack High Blue. That'll count. I can't see a pathway on the forehand. Sorry, the backhand. Forehand it is. Oh, she's around the white one.
He's played this.
As she sits the blue one, well, that is nearly just as good.
That
was
may
a great effort.
May make a difference.
One turn of the blue, she was making 3.
Oh, the tape's coming out, so it's not a walk
It's been one of those games, isn't it?
Yeah.
It does look like 2 from here.
Pam's, I think she'll concede here. No.
Yeah, they both got the...
You measure that one and I'll measure this one.
Yes. No. It looks like white from here. Comfortably.
Yeah, it looks like it's way in. 2.
It is 2. That was a great shot from Barbara.
So
Barbara Hiller from Yunderup.
she's
Played some really good shots in this game. So 2. Irene, as I said, disappointed with that. 15.
4-shot turnaround on that end. You know, well, who knows what could have happened, but that's what did happen. Holding 2, drop 2, 4-shot,
15-7. So they need to get that at double figures this end, or the next couple of ends. 11 ends gone.
So they were well and truly on track for you. Get to 10. No, that's just stalled it a little bit, but we know that bowls is a funny game, and the next end may tell us a different story.
So 8 ends left for these ladies in this year's women's end design pairs, as we said earlier. Easton do need to beat Southern, need to beat Southwestern to have any chance. Southwestern win, it's all over.
So interesting too, as we cast our eyes around the green and the surrounds here at the Eaton Bowling Club, is the number of sponsors they have, Peter. That's many and varied, just all the way around. And then even across the top of the boards, they just don't happen. There has to be a lot of hard work put in by their committee, and they tell me it's an outstanding club as far as all that goes, and the volunteers and people putting their hand up and working hard, and it's reflected in those signs, tells us a bit of a story.
Yeah, certainly got a great facility now that anyone would want to be a part of, I would have thought.
And they seem a bit of a social conscience as well. I did, as I was skirting around looking yesterday, Camp Quality. They even have a fundraiser for Camp Quality, which is Camp Quality is for kids with cancer. So they have a fundraiser here in April. I think they have a mixed fours event. Maybe it's mixed pairs, but definitely a fundraiser, which is the key to it all. So hats off to them for thinking of just outside. And it's one of the things that I love about bowls and my role, Peter, is, you know, the social conscience and contribution to community that bowling clubs make. They do it really well, and we spoke about our variety and about the internations and the money they raise, and I think of North Perth and think of all sorts of clubs, and I'm involved in other bits and pieces. Bowling clubs are really magnificent the way they do, are leaders within the community and really care and contribute back to other pieces and needy groups within the community. It's a hats off to them all.
So as they cross, I just got an update from the northern zone, southern zone. 67 ends played there, and the southern zone lead 78 to 66.
Close.
Yeah,
Close enough.
It was 51 all last time, so
That's closer.
Southern have stretched it to 8.
Mathematical
So
genius.
12. 12. Okay, so you got me all rattled. Southern 78. I was good on the 51 each. I knew exactly what was going on there.
It's hard to work with someone when you know they're a mathematical genius like me.
So Southern 12 shots in front of Northern after 67 ends, and Southwestern 7 shots in front of Eastern after 58 ends. As the just going to go past, so as we saw, big part of that being of the Eastern being close is Vink 3 next door, 17 to 5. So
Jenny Jones and Linda Coxon.
I
reckon Colin will be tuned in. Jenny's husband Greg is very, very good bowler as well. Plays out of York.
Going to be at the wrong side of the jack, so no joy there for Irene.
Brother-in-law is Phil. who you would playing at Mount Lawley at the moment.
Yep.
One of the great guys
Definitely.
that I've ever met.
Yes.
Roomed with him a few times. We were going away, whether it be Avon or Easton. Just a cracking good fella he is. And so's Greg too. And Greg's one of those guys that's worked his way into league selection and a bit unlucky to miss his own side the other year, actually. Shouldn't say that. I think I might have been a selector.
Inside knowledge.
Yeah.
Wasn't your fault.
Wasn't my
Wouldn't
fault. I voted for him.
Yes.
But yeah, great people, the Joneses.
I've number 1. So that'll be 2.
Boy, she's bowled well.
Yes. Under pressure as well.
And
some of those last bowls.
She's had to, yeah, that's right. I mean, Irene's bowled well. But Barbara's been annoying from Irene's perspective, the way that she'll have a good bowl, but if you reckon that's good, watch this. But that's a setup.
On the way, this is pretty good.
This is pretty good.
This is very
Real
good, but it's just Jack.
And if it falls
Gonna
in...
flop? No, it doesn't.
Wrong way.
It doesn't want to flop the right way either.
The wind was always against that flopping in, but...
yeah, we'll blame the wind. Because next year, so we're getting towards the end of this year, next year the ladies' pairs will be in the southern zone. So certainly can't tell you venue of the southern zone. I'm sure we'll work that out.
Massive from one end of southern
to the
other.
Albany, Esperance, anywhere in between.
Could be Tanning, Wagen.
Yeah, so they've got a lot of choices there. So ladies' pairs will be in the southern zone next year, and they're 4s, apart from being in Kalgoorlie in about 4 weeks, approximately, in Kalgoorlie. So that's the eastern. The year after, it'll be in the northern. So that's Gingin up to Geraldton.
Yep.
And anywhere in between.
So I'll have a guess, and I reckon they'll have it at Williams, because I thought it was in Williams
I
this
thought
year.
it was in Williams this year too.
I had spies checking out where we could set up.
I know. I'm not sure where that information came from, but
anyway,
it came from somebody.
Got me.
Anyway,
so here we go. So here's a good chance.
Glad to be in Eaton. Might have been hot in Williams yesterday.
Oh, yeah, we were blessed. We can see the water and drink the water, but anyway, and this is a really important bowl here in the context of the game and the aggregate.
Yes, they just need to...
Pam hasn't played lots of bowls on that hand, and she's getting encouraged.
Hard.
This is perfect. Brilliant.
Did it get past? Not quite. Still might be one. Southwestern.
Yeah,
and
so
it
is. So,
and locked in, unfortunately.
Pam could not have played that any better than what she did.
Just didn't need the middle of it.
No.
Just needed a little bit less. It got the dreaded, well, not for Irene before, but the dreaded late turn. It really hooked. Got that wind behind it.
And when that wind gets hold of it on that wider hand,
it goes. She wasn't real happy about this, but not the worst bowl in the world, that's for sure.
So it's about the result. You don't have to. There's no room on the card to describe what you rubbed off for it to flop in for third shot.
I think she thought it was too wide, but it was again coming hard when it starts to turn. Pam changing hands on the back end, looking to turn her own, I would suspect, or sit with the shot bowl.
She's not feeling. She's feeling that it's too wide, looking at the body language, and that's one we refer to as the Harold Holt, and no chance of that coming back. So the weight was all right too. That's the terrible part. But anyway, it's still opportunity is there for Irene to convert that from down to up.
Just remember, Linda Warburton will be back.
Yeah. For
the last few ends. So if you have any questions, state selective questions or coaching questions, or
am I in the squad questions?
Am I in the squad? We won't. No, we won't do that to Linda. One of the hardest working ladies you'll ever find.
So Paul Gertz is what happens after you played with him, but Paul Gertz certainly am enjoying the coverage. Gertzie, good mate of mine, and we played together in a few state events. Good bowler.
Great shot.
Brilliant. Gosh, he's
Barbara is playing extremely well. Extremely well.
So
Barbara Hiller from Yundera.
wow. Ex-Waruna girl.
Ex-Waruna.
Everyone will be claiming her just at the moment, the way she's bowling. That is sensational. She's done it time and time again. And she's playing against one of our the five-time state over 60s rep. And
plenty of titles in her time.
Yep. Can bowl.
Southwestern 2. Looking to make 3. If she drops inside her own white bowl, which is around, she's a chance. She doesn't want to make contact with her own last bowl. That wouldn't be great. I've chosen to stick to that hand. She could quite easily maybe have played the other hand. Let's have the discussion. Sticking to the backhand.
Sticking the backhand after all that. So there's quite a interesting discussion about what can go wrong and what can go right, and which hand do you think?
Out to the white bowl. Drops inside the white bowl. He's very close. She's definitely trying to do that. This is another sensational bowl. Just went through.
And it has still retains value. If Irene comes through and shifts the jack, it's potentially a catcher.
She'd got a slither off the white ball she was counting.
Yep.
But she's probably now in the best position to be the catcher if Irene does make just contact and move the jack. Irene's got a bit of weight here. That'll hold her. So it won't get down, I don't think. There'll be another 2. Another 2 to
on that board and the big board. Yeah.
17 to 7. So they get back out to the 10. They were 13-3. Easton made 3 ends in a row, but they've got to back out to 10.
7 ends remaining. So, it just
big
doesn't
board, I think it has changed. Has the Easton hit the... My eyes deceiving me on the big board. Do you know where the big board is, the way you're looking?
I can.
69.
64.
So Easton have actually hit the front.
I can't see the rest of the board.
There it
so
is.
17-8.
Yep, so Easton have hit the front 69-64 after 67 ends. So those boards at the far end must be doing some valuable work for Easton.
And then we start counting rings. So
so they've come from a fair way back.
I need to get a trusty helper.
Maybe. So this rink here becomes quite important in the scheme of the aggregate at the moment. Can Irene Lay just, at least at the very least, halve the next 7 ends, or can Southwestern make a charge?
So my spies are out there, Peter, telling me, feeding me information, and looking at the source. I can't say this with any confidence, but Barb is also ex-Wickerpin and ex-Yeelering, the same as Linda. So I know definitely Linda Coxon's ex-Yeelering. I know that. I know that is 100% correct. So tick. So I would assume that my source is correct, saying Barb is also ex-Wickerpin.
Ex-Wickerpin.
Ex-Wickerpin. Right. This has been. And one of the questions, I love that question about who's the best you've ever seen, and we say, as country, we say Keith Donkin.
Yeah, well, you don't get more ex-Wickerpin than that.
No, he's one of my favourite bowlers. Colin Flay, of course, would be right up there with one of my favourite bowlers, but of course, I've probably know a few that have been better than him, but not a lot. He was a champion.
And their partnership together was...
and Rex Spurgeon, and there's a few of them in that era, wasn't it, that they just dominated. Colin Flay was the 2001 Country Bowler of the Year. How's that for memory? I didn't make it up.
Colin sent you that as well?
No.
Of course, he's at Cambridge now.
Yeah.
So
he's jumped ship from Aussie Park.
I think it's just a livable thing where he's living.
Yeah, it
I
is.
think. So,
yeah. Had the privilege of playing a few games with him at Aussie Park. One of the true gentleman of the game.
Certainly. So
Aussie Park's loss is Cambridge's gain there, but a few other family issues that swayed him to go there. The opportunity to perhaps rub shoulders with Peter Harris and Clive Adams.
oh, yeah, no, I don't think so. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
No. Although I think he is my third in the team of the 125 years, the country team.
Yeah.
Colin's my third.
Is that right?
I could have done a lot worse than that.
Should be the first thing that pops up when we turn on the Bowl Studio page. That's I was involved in that. That was one of the experiences I've had in bowls that I'll cherish forever. And Jeff Nugget White, who was kicking around here yesterday, who I was speaking to.
Was he?
Yeah.
I missed him.
Yeah. And I got Anne to keep him as soon as he moved in the building. Make sure he point him out.
I had lots of words to Anne. Well, she had lots of words to me.
You do a lot of listening with Anne, yeah.
Yes. We go way back when I was a kid. Don't think she's got any secrets to tell.
I'll find out. So holding one, so an important time for them to just pick up a multiple, sort of close that bed. And it's not about their rings.
It's not anymore. That aggregate ball is looking stronger and stronger. They've just got to slowly whittle back. They don't necessarily have to win, but although rink, as we said, rink points will be
decider.
Important.
Yes. So we know these two cut themselves out, 7, 17 and 17, 8. So that's part of it.
We can see rink 4 where Easton have a 2-shot lead.
And so you suggest everything else is tied as well, Pete. That's what you're saying. And so...
Oh, that's good. It's going to be a grandstand finish. Irene, one down after that, just monotonous great bowl from Barbara. Irene looking to make some contact here. She is underneath, and wow. She did touch it.
Wow.
She did touch it, but the PM didn't mark it.
So one of the Eaton bowlers who's helping me out going across. I'll get all those rink scores for us along with this here. We just can't see those far ones, but 71, 72. So boy, I hope they're all watching that board. There's heaps of ends to go.
71. So Southwestern back in front by 1, and over on the other green, as Jules thinking about it, 76 ends gone, and Northern are back in front. They're in front by 1. I can do this maths as well. Right. Northern 81, Southern 80. After Southern had jumped out to a 12-shot lead, Northern are back in front by 1. So 1 shot here, 1 shot there. Grandstand finish
on both greens.
Jewel.
Had a fair game.
The line was perfect, just didn't get the weight. Always like a good cannon, and that lines up, I must say, that last bowl, the blue and the white to the shot bowl. I think it lines up too. They are looking underneath the 2.
So never-ending spies that I've got out there, and once again going by the source. I can't guarantee this is correct. No trust in the source, but Barbara is Colin Flay's niece.
Oh.
So I'm not sure whether I've been thrown under the bus here.
Oh, this is well played. Yes, Pam.
Oh, well done, Pam. So yeah, Barbara was I'd say would be the word I would have used. Is a flea niece to Colin. So yeah, interesting.
So Pam Armstrong.
So genetically, she's going to be a good bowler, isn't it? With
genetically,
she's going to be a good person too.
It's in the DNA. So Jill Matheson trying, I would have think, the same shot that Pam Armstrong just played to perfection. Underneath the blue, sit the blue, bit of jack is good for her as well. That's her white bowl a metre behind. She's just got the high line, but that'll set it up for Barbara Hiller to be confident to play that shot as herself.
Thank you. So,
you can read it.
Ah, rightio. So we'll just wait. We'll wait to this.
Wait to the
end.
Yep, they'll start walking in a minute, or at the end of the end. Another good shot here from Pam Armstrong. She may have well have made three here.
Yes. Oh, yes, it is.
Yep, three. Yes.
Three.
Nice
So
shot, but
a happy Irene Lay walks back to the mat.
she is, but
holding three. Got to hold him.
Barbara is more than capable. She's in the form to not allow this to happen.
Yeah, well, that's correct. And
she's having a good look at it.
And Irene has converted a few of these heads like this. Herself.
Sticking on the positives here.
Right, yeah, but I'd rather be getting on the mat. You look to the back and see, potential changes. She needs looking at the board. So do you cover, protect what you got?
I think at this stage you're still covering. You're not getting that desperate just yet.
No, there's a heap of ends to go. One shot in the ag. You've got last bowl.
Yep. So
this may
we'll see what Barbara does first, but.
And she has been shown us that she can play with weight, and she's happy to go and have a look. And positioning on the mat tells us that's going to happen again.
Yes, there's certainly no reason to be short here, and she's definitely not. It might be a tighter line. She might need some luck from there. No, didn't get it.
Well, it has changed the head.
Pushed.
One back, a blue back.
Yeah,
so
an Eastern zone back, not really in position to do much. It may split the backest and the two white ones.
Pam's not giving much away here. I thought she might have been.
I haven't decided what she's doing already.
Whatever she's doing well because Pam.
I hope she's going around the back because she's got a bit of weight here. So that's pretty good.
Pam's happy with that.
Yep. No, that is pretty good. If the jack moves, that's a chance. Barbara certainly got more line this time. Can she get a clip onto the white one? That would have been interesting. Wouldn't have been necessarily fair, but interesting.
So one bowl to come. Important bowl to come.
Yes. Currently 3 to the Eastern. Last bowl coming down with Can Irene at a 4th. She's a bit cautious that time. Irene did hold up 3 fingers, so we'd suspect that's what it'll be. 3 shots. 3 shots to the Eastern, so they do get to double figures. They get to 10. Really important. Only 7 behind. 6 ends to play. 17 to Southwestern, 10 to Eastern. 1 in the aggregate, 72 to Southwestern, 71 to Eastern. And on the other green, just another update, 81 ends played. Northern are up by 3, so 85 to Northern Zone, 82 to Southern Zone.
So these might be one end old now, Peter. So as we say, we can't see to the end of the green. But Sian Smith 14-12 up, Donna Hayes 10-12 down, Tony Madigan 14-12 up, Irene Lay, as we know, which is incorrect there, and Esther Forbes 11-14 down, Linda Coxon 17-8 up.
So is that 3 rinks each?
That is.
Eastern do need to win, and they need to win 4 rinks. Winning 3 rinks won't be enough.
No, long way to go. So splitting them 3-3 at the moment, but we know that
some are close enough.
Some are close enough, and 10-17's Not insurmountable either.
Currently Southwestern are on 8.5 rinks, Eastern are on 7. So a 4-2 rink result would put them half a rink in front. Southern have won a game, but they are only on 4 rinks, so they would need all 6 to even be a chance.
So,
and welcome him back.
Thank you.
So, what have you learned?
Oh, I've learned how to bowl.
Maybe I should go for a walk, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you're in the wrong spot.
So,
but you need
Better be walking.
Some very good bowls being played out there. In quite difficult conditions. I mean, people watching the live stream might think, some of the bowls are a bit not that close, but you never see conditions unless you watch someone's hat or skirt or something.
a bit blowy, and
It's
does.
quite blowy.
It's not always in the same position.
No, it's very,
It's not
very
always the same
swirling
strength.
wind. No, the wind's very swirling.
So we know that it has got a lot
Yep.
more north in it now than
Yep.
what we did have earlier on. So we know that they've had to adapt to the change in the wind.
Yep.
So you got your black book there and put lines for a few names, add a few. Is that what you did? Red book. Right.
Yeah, yeah. No, not too many lines going through at this stage. We've still got, for the ones that are invited, 2 weeks of trials, and they'll be able to show what they can do there. But certainly some very impressive bowls being played out there. Quite interesting talking to some people. They're talking about how some of the leagues have picked young sides this year, but the rink that's probably doing the best overall is the rink of Beryl Cooper and Jean McGuinness over the other side, but playing absolutely awesome bowls. So nothing beats a bit of experience, does it?
No, and when that bowl comes down, we can't tell gender, age.
No, that's right.
We're apart.
Bowls
So.
hasn't got a number on it.
No.
Yeah. No, they're bowling very well.
So we've seen a great game here. It's 10-17, but it's been, as we know, that's varied a bit over, and we've seen a good little comeback, and it's had an impact on the big board, which is the most important board.
Yep. There's a very good bowl there by Tony Madigan on the second rink. She ran into a group of bowls, 4 bowls there, and ran up and got shot.
And we've seen some good heads, although next door with Jenny Jones and Linda Coxon, as much as scoreboard tells there's 10 in it, we've seen some heads that are just all over it.
Yep. Yeah, I think across the board the scores may not really indicate
Quite often
what's
don't.
been played.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we saw some games last weekend. If they'd covered up the scoreboard and asked us at the end who won, you might not have got it right.
Yeah. Had some interesting discussions with different people over there about the 19 ends.
Oh, yes. Please tell.
Oh, I think things will change. I mean,
Back to 17.
everybody's
Back to 17.
maybe 16, but also looking at why they're playing 2x2x2, because they did vote that in a couple of years ago again. But everything else seems to be a three bowl pairs. From the league, country week, all those things. So if that's going to change, I mean, lots of people, and I'm for one, just love 2x2x2. I think it's the ultimate pairs game. But for time wise, etc., maybe not.
So playing it at this time of the year in February is 3, and I'm the same. I like 2x2, but with 3x3 at this time of the year, where it's potentially going to be heightened, especially if you're not playing, coastal strip. If we end up at, dare I say, inland somewhere or other.
Yeah.
Do you think that 3x3 may be a wiser choice?
It probably is a wiser choice. I mean, if you look at yesterday afternoon, had they had to come off, for a few 10-minute breaks, it might have been a very late finish for the game yesterday, with the 19 ends. I'm not sure what time they actually finished in the end. Was it 5:30 or something?
ish? Because we did contact you that it was getting a bit late. So it was. It did get on a bit.
Yeah.
And they were feeling the heat. We did observe.
Yeah.
I mean, we're sort of shaded as such, but got the sun was straight into us, and so they had full use of the sun. So it's a tough gig. So and that add the number of bowls to the walking. Yeah, I mean, had it been as hot today as it was yesterday,
I mean, I just was talking to a couple of the Geraldton girls, and they are heading back today, back to Geraldton. That would have been a pretty tough ask to drive back to Geraldton after playing in 2 days of that sort of heat yesterday. But fortunately, the weather gods have smiled today and given us a better day.
I mean, as administrators of the game, we sort of have a duty of care to take that into account, and we don't dictate to the ladies how, what, and where, and why. That's their choice, but we would really encourage that to be a consideration.
Yeah.
That you're aware that there's a big state and they travel a long way, and we talk about this all the time. You know, as we're doing the live stream and the CBH angle, and being aware how big it is and how far they travel, and they get here and they get home, and that's their responsibility. But we can influence that by making them easier on them while they are playing all these bowls. So, we've seen some great leading again.
Yeah.
Did you know that Barbara Hillier was as good as what she was?
Well, I did know she was.
Impressed.
I did know she was a pretty handy bowler. I think Waruna were probably a bit reluctant when she moved, but I'm sure she's been a handy asset for the under-up.
She's been super impressive.
Yeah.
On under pressure.
Yep.
And I wouldn't say it was massive pressure, but you know, if you're down, you're down. So that pressure where she's down there to convert and draw, and more than once draw and shot, whether she's been playing in that twos position or skipping. So suitably impressed. And when we know Irene, she's got the runs on the board.
Yeah, she has.
Better than me, and she's done it a few times herself. But
she's got all the shots, Irene, in the book. She can lead very well, and she can play, weight through the head. And the
compatibility between both these teams has been really good to see.
Yep. Huge big part of what our selection will be about as well, compatibility.
And so it should.
So Easton holding one, I believe. This is probably the most widespread head we've seen for a while. This is probably Linda's influence. God, made him a bit nervous seeing her sit in the seat. And
so the cameras are nothing compared to Linda Warburton.
Linda, they've all looked this way and thought,
check out, because they can all see my white hair.
Yeah.
Well, we get nervous, Pete, when she sits down, so imagine what it does to the players.
God.
You mentioned that as you saw her coming.
Oh no, she's back. She's back. I was going to try and avoid and just sneak out the car and go home, but I thought, no, I better not.
Make sure to check if Ross has done all the ironing and washing and
I'm sure he has.
mowed the lawn. I'm sure he has.
Opportunity here for Irene to add another one and
bring it back
a little bit more.
Yeah.
Aggregate, still one in aggregate, 81 to 82.
So each bowl just counts. There's value on every bowl.
I think the weight's okay, but...
So what about the rinks? The Easton have to win 4, don't they?
Easton have to win 4 rinks, yes.
And they're on track at 3.
They're on track at 3, okay.
But it's a long way to go.
Yeah.
There's a couple of close rinks, so...
Unfortunately, they don't count them just yet. Well, not that I'm parochial at all, but...
That's not where you don't know. No, you don't care who wins. At least we're evened up here.
That's it.
One Southwestern, one Easton.
Yeah.
And you can claim everywhere.
And I've played for Easton. I haven't played for Southwestern. I tell you, Comet Bay is a chance.
I play for Northern.
Next year, Comet Bay is a chance.
Comet Bay with a cover over.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, now
with an election promise.
You're only 15 minutes down the road from me.
Yeah.
Really? Good.
Playing second at Comet Bay. It's the only thing you haven't done in your illustrious career, Peter. So it's still a chance. Just the one.
Did I play second division as well? That'd be nice.
That'd give you the trifecta, wouldn't it? Second, Comet Bay, undercover, second division.
Yeah.
We thought it was one. Well, I thought it was one to Easton, but it's not.
Just changed it.
One to Southwestern.
Barbara Hiller must have drawn a shot.
No, she didn't.
Oh no.
No, it just wasn't. Camera angle told a lie.
That's the loosest head they've had.
There you go. Apologies for everyone. I was calling Easton having one, and they don't.
So he's
Which seems really good conversion shots. They've been great to watch. Yeah, neither of them are fearful of reaching.
No.
They play that little no smacking drives, but that yard over type. Yeah. Done really well. Sorry, I interrupted you there.
No, I
Linda.
forget what I was going to say. That's typical.
I say the lengths have been very similar. Both
Yeah,
teams,
both
Yeah, not played anything
middle
different.
of the line Nat, middle of the line Jack.
Yep.
No one's gone really. We had one shortish end, but apart from that, no one's definitely gone long. They're all staying away from that.
So a hefty training schedule / selection process for the 60s and the open side, Linda? Is that you've got it all mapped out, I believe?
Well, no, Alan's got it mapped out, but certainly not for the over 60s. I mean, we don't need to kill them. The open side, yeah, look, you know, we'll look at after the 2 trials, probably dropping our numbers down from, you know, quite a large number. We'll drop it down to something reasonable, and then we'll have. Hopefully, we're going to have a whole weekend of trials. So back to the old story where they are involved in for a whole weekend, and we should be able to gauge and pick a team from there. Surely.
When you get down closer to the pointy end of the numbers and the actual team, and you do get that established and aware of what potentially it is going to be in Tassie.
Yeah.
So where will you go for your training? Because maybe you need a 11 or 12 second greens. Have you got something lined up?
Yeah. Well, Mosman Park apparently at the moment is not very fast. Alan's spoken to a couple of greenkeepers and said, don't mow, put a bit of water on in the morning if we can do that. I know it's probably against what greenkeepers want to do, but we have to get them on side and make sure that we can, if they're going to practice as much on any heavy-ish grass that we can. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And then the complexity of having an undercover synthetic of some description. What do you do there?
So that's a likely scenario for us to have a game in Devonport for one. Well, there's a lot of players who play on synthetic through the winter time. So I guess they're going to get that sort of practice as well. But it's picking players who can adapt more than anything. Yeah.
It's getting complicated, Doug.
So I have my spies out there. Linda's changed, so someone's just sent in the family tree to justify that Barbara
is 5 generations.
Yeah, so they've all told me what ship they came out on when they landed in Fremantle, but it is interesting. So
yes.
I'm not sure I'll bore everyone because
it's not that long.
But your game
does clarify Barbara is Colin Flay's
Barbara
niece.
Barbara is Phil and Evie Flay's daughter. She married Mark Hiller from Ullering. Linda, Nee Hancock, also married a great guy from Ullering. So that might have been sent in by my source. May have changed to yes, it did.
Okay.
Phil Coxon.
So she's got
Colin Coxon rather.
Okay.
From Northern. So that was a great guy.
So Phil Coxon's younger up, isn't he?
Yeah.
So they're brothers.
They're brothers. Both can bowl, actually.
Yeah. Well, she's obviously got a pedigree. Some people have pedigree, some don't.
Pam, just 3 very similar. Sorry, Irene and Pam combined 3 very similar lines. Interesting that Barbara drew the shot on the backhand and immediately changed to the forehand. Not sure what the thinking was there.
No.
Didn't seem to be a particular reason.
I would have thought staying on that hand, if she'd just gone a bit long, she would have covered those 3 blue bowls, but would have been my call. But obviously.
Yeah, just in. Yeah. It's okay, but there's no obvious reason to do it.
No.
Irene's still just running a bit. She got the line right that time.
Yeah.
But on the crossover 1 to Southwestern. Yeah. Aggregate. Right on the ball with aggregate. So now Easton are 1 in front, 85 to 84 after 82 ends. Playing a total of, how many ends did we say? 114. I think so. We've worked it out. 114. So 32 ends left.
Long way to go.
In the
time
25 zone.
And you do tend to look across the green a lot more when we see the aggregate board as tight as that. And
everyone's got about 5 ends to play. approximately from the boards that we can see?
Well, let's hope the girls right across the board are watching the aggregate board a bit closely now towards the pointy end of the game.
Yeah. Certainly one of the
That's what
Easterns
it's all.
behind need to make a charge.
Yep.
Maybe they're right to maybe be a little bit more adventurous.
Yeah.
Getting that fourth rink.
So Linda Coxon and Jenny Jones need to maintain their lead of 9 and win their rink. So
Yeah.
4 inches go. It doesn't matter if you're behind or in front. You just got to impact on that
Yeah.
board as best you can.
Well, the next board's 18-10, is it?
Yeah,
It's
so
also got a nice Tony Madigan's rink.
yeah, they've pulled it back. That was been pretty tight all the way through,
Yeah.
but that becomes every bowl counts now. There's
Yeah.
extra value on each one.
It's a very good bowl of Jill Matheson's to split those 3 blue bowls up there.
Who's Tony got up the other end with her?
Tony's got, is it Kylie?
Kylie Gibson.
Kylie Gibson, that's right.
Ah, Westonia.
Westonia.
Yep.
That's a great shot from Pam. Pam Armstrong drew the shot. So
Yeah,
she had the weight
beautiful
with her
bowl.
other 2.
Yep.
Found the line, kept the weight. As we were talking about earlier, consistency is what
Yeah.
wins you
Yes.
these games.
Yep.
Being able to replicate what you did previously.
Especially if you've done it well the first time.
Yeah, if you're
I
not,
can
if you're
re-
not
I c-
close and you replicate it, then you've got issues.
That's my specialty, is at replicating a bad bowl, Peter.
Well, that's the age-old saying, everybody, we know how to play 2 bad bowls, but do we know how to play 2 good bowls together?
Yes, correction is really important, but if you get the first one close, you don't ever need to correct.
That's
No,
right. It's good
that's
if
right.
good if you can correct. It's best if you don't have to.
Have to.
So we've run out of cliches here. If we play, we've milked a few of
I
them.
think we've covered a lot of different angles.
Another handy bowl coming in here.
Oh, she's
Sits onto the 2.
Very good.
Not sure if it counts.
not sure.
Didn't quite get
Positive that it doesn't, but
didn't get the 4 right. No,
just the one.
just
There
the
you go.
one.
Our girls have been very obliging, letting us know who's got shot and who
Yes,
hasn't.
They've been the best.
Good.
Took 3 goes. So we had a Scotland viewer.
Wow.
Well, hopefully we still do.
Hopefully we still do.
We haven't
Put them
scared him
off.
off too
Yeah.
much. Barbara on the backhand.
Probably needs a translator would be the issue.
What's the weight like? Because the line is pretty good here. It's going to
Oh, she's
slide
just
past.
always in the area.
Very good. I had a question while I was out there, Pete, about Country Week, composite sides for Country Week. They've just got to fill in the form, don't they? Fill in
There
the
is a
form.
composite form, yes.
There's a composite form. Fill in the form
and
then
send it in, and we
send
will
it in. Look at it.
peruse it with the help
Yep.
of Phil Manning.
Yep.
It's usually my backup.
Yep.
So if you've got any complaints, send it.
To Phil.
Phil.
Yeah.
Phil's also my complaints manager,
Yes.
as I point out.
Yeah.
So who was the country director who brought in composite sides? There you go.
I don't know.
Don't know.
No.
I think maybe there was...
Ross Warburton.
Oh, really? No.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe there was always composite sides allowed, but now they're probably monitoring them a little bit more, maybe.
We have a little bit more.
Yeah.
3 family. We've certainly opened it up to family members.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's it.
Brothers, sisters,
Yep.
mothers, daughters.
So
even if
this-
you're in different towns.
The inquiry I had, and I won't mention names, but they were people who have played previously Country Week together,
Yeah.
but one has moved clubs.
They're always the contentious ones.
They're the very contentious ones.
Quite often it matters what level those players are playing
Okay,
at.
yeah,
If you're both zone or both country players, you're
Yep.
probably not going to get approval.
okay.
Just the one.
Alright.
Yeah, they're the contentious ones.
Okay.
And I
Yep.
can understand why teams want to
Yeah,
play together, and just because someone retires to a different,
yeah,
to a
to
seaside
a different
change or
club.
something, I can
Yep.
understand why.
yeah. Okay.
So
I'm not-
as
Yeah, I'm
long
not
as
sure.
as long as the integrity rule, we're not stacking, picking, stack sides.
That's,
Yeah.
that's the
They are,
main
so-
part. You're not
Do-
doing it for any other reason than to try and win the competition.
No, I
And
think that's what
that's-
happened when it was
that's-
brought in, when there was a composite
Yeah.
without naming
Yeah,
names.
there's
naming
a
names,
couple
yeah.
of teams
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
So we're aware
pick
of
the eyes
that.
out.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and it's because it's subjective, not objective. It's a
Yeah.
difficult task. But
Yeah.
Ross is good chat.
we
to have
try
with
and be
Ross.
generous without being.
Yeah, because we want people to play.
We want them to play.
Yeah.
We want
yeah.
people to play.
And
Yeah, so hopefully everyone out there who sees competent teams understands that they are always done for the right reasons.
Yeah, yeah.
They're not trying
No.
to win the competition.
No,
If they do, well, that's a bonus. But
you
that's
don't
not
put
their
Peter
intent.
Harris and Doug Kelly together. You'd have to knock them
actually,
back.
I'm not sure. I've only played against Peter. That'd be intriguing.
I'm not sure it would be.
It would be interesting. I'm not sure. You'd be second anyway. So,
Okay, can I ask throw another curveball in with the onset of open gender for pennant? Do you think there'll be an open gender country week?
the
I can't.
there's enough
That was a
carnivals.
very short answer.
No, I can't see. Not in the short term.
No, I can't see it in the short term.
Okay.
But with because we have, and part of the reason, so we cater for the over 60s, and with mixed pairs and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But I'd say no as far as that goes in a country week sense. But with a readjustment and going through our game development we are at the moment, Peter, that you're fully aware of, and you're fully aware of, Linda, being involved in it, I see that there'll be room in the calendar for people to have a lot more mixed events, and the clever clubs will come up with something like that. So from that it may evolve. But in the short term, I don't think it's on the radar for us as Bowls WA.
No. So we run, I
could be
think,
good,
38 different events. So that's including like men's state fours and the women's state fours is two different events. The only way that would happen if we'd have to combine the two country weeks. And I don't think either men or women would want that to happen.
No.
We wouldn't have three different country weeks.
No.
So we use the strategic plan. More bowls, more ways, more often. So it fits, definitely fits under that.
Yeah.
But we wouldn't do it to compromise
the
either
others.
of the other
No.
two. So if it's an addition, yes. If standalone, no. But I think you'll find that you'll see clubs if the calendar frees up.
And we're looking at promoting the men's health thing, and I think it's important that they have that opportunity, especially some of these guys that are in pretty lonely areas out in the wheat belt that have that time to come to the metro, let their hair down, as some of them do, obviously, and enjoy the fellowship of other blokes.
Yeah, definitely. So it's not on the radar.
No.
So, and I probably declare an interest on the committee of regional men's health here. That's it's an important part of it, as you point out. So we do a lot of work in that area.
Yep.
So we have another viewer from Chile, Edinburgh.
Oh, Chile.
Chile.
It's just the locals who won't.
I would have thought that for us it's probably more than Chile.
Chile.
I did see weather up there. Not it's Chile is in cold. Not Chile is in
Chile.
cold.
No, Chile.
Not Chile.
Okay. Chile. Oh, Chile.
Chile, I think.
Chile,
2, 3, 4 degrees, I think.
Oh, wow.
Might even be lower up there at the moment.
In where?
Those Edinburgh.
Wow. I suppose we do watch bowls that come out of that part of the world, don't we?
We
Pete,
do.
With the Potters.
Yeah.
Talking about Lisa. Lisa's been to Potters, and we saw Chris Shell from York and
Tamara and
really good
Tamara
shot here.
and
Barbara
Wes.
again.
Wes, yep.
Nearly.
It's a very good bowl there.
So
Lexi
he's
Harris.
holding one.
And the ag board's 3 shots in the ag now. 89 ends completed. So every shot
90 to
counts.
87. So Easton just hanging in there. I do have an update on the Northern Southern. That's just going all over the place. Now Southern are leaving by 12 again.
They've been very close over there.
We had Southern leading by 12 and then Northern leading by 3 and now Southern are leading by 12 again. 104 to 92. 95 ends played. Southern 104, Northern 92. That would indicate there is 19 ends left in that game overall. It might be slightly more advanced than this one.
So on a state,
2 degrees. There you go. Edinburgh is 2 degrees today.
What a big, great bowl, Sian Smith.
It's
come through and took the jack in the ditch and sat with it.
and her ag. Can you read her ag from here?
No, I can't read it.
No.
No, it's side on.
We'll get Mitch, see if we can see how far he can scan along there in a minute. He's been very obliging and very professional in everything he's done over the weekend.
It's not quite. Nearly turned that over.
It'll look inviting, mate.
Easton holding one. That blue ball in the front probably helps it less inviting on the forehand, but there's
other hand.
Backhand shimmying up off the white, jack down the line kind of weight.
That's a Kathy Gobbart shot.
There is 12-16 on rink 7, 19-10 rink 6, 11-20 on rink 5.
Okay, 11-20.
18-14 rink 4 and 19-9 rink 3, and of course this one. Thank you very much, Mitch.
Very obliging, Mitch. So rink 5 is Sian Smith.
Yep.
What was the score on?
11-20, I think.
Down.
Yes.
I'm not sure the scores I was given earlier on are correct, because they've gone from 14-12 up to 11, so they're being penalised. So that is poor bowls, isn't it? So.
Yes.
To go backwards.
So Pam Armstrong trying to bypass the white to get a counter in between the two green. I'd say the maroony and the white, trying to draw.
So Sian's definitely
Not
holding
quite.
a shot there, but
Yes. So going on that, rink 7, 12-16 is the one that they need to get up. Rink 7, 12-16. 19-10 on rink 6, and 11-20 on 5. 18-14 on 4. So rink 7 is the one that they need, Easton will need to pick up to get that fourth rink.
So that's Donna Hayes. So
Doesn't mean Sian or Irene on this rink can't, but they got a fair bit more work to do than Donna does.
And running out of time.
Would the ladies know that? Would they know how many rinks they need, Easton?
well, you would hope they would have done their homework last
You would
night.
hope so.
Yeah, I would. And I mean, their
Or at
managers.
least the manager
managers.
hopefully told them.
Yeah,
I'm sure they would.
yeah. I'm sure that they would have. I'm just trying to think where the
So-
manager is standing up there. Yeah.
Just did not quite get through the hole. Pam Armstrong, so still one with Jill Matheson looking to turn the white ball over, turn her own ball over. One roll for shot.
So Sian's obviously picked up at least one there. I'm not sure if it was more than one.
Oh, they stepped
the
out a
jack.
bit. Hello, that's a little
Maybe.
change here. Linda Cox and Jenny Jones have scooted out to 22-9. So I missed what they picked up there. But that
She
may
got onto the white ball,
help
up
that
and over. Oh, around the corner, not quite. Still one to Easton, but it's set up for someone of Barbara's skill to turn this over.
Yep. Very good starting bowl by Sue Collins over there on Sian Smith's rink.
And 22-9 is a substantial lead. So that last number they picked up hasn't hit the big board yet either.
No.
Which sees Easton in front by 3. Still got to match it up with the rink wins, as you say, Peter. So
Yes, I'm not sure what Irene's going to do here, because she hasn't got a lot of options. Holding one with nowhere to go.
cover.
I don't know. I don't see her counting, so she might as well. And hope the jack moves and not just the bowl. She could come. She's on the backhand. She could come underneath the ones and try and flop off the white, the front white, maybe.
Cover.
That's as good as any.
That's as good
Cover.
as you can get, yeah.
Yeah.
Good as
good
any,
bowl.
'cause
Yeah. Very good ball.
she just needs to hope that if Barbara does something, it's the jack moving.
Tells me that she's aware of the big board.
trying to get down
White one's
late.
in.
Here it comes. No,
It's their own ball that comes back.
weight was really good. Weight onto the front white. That weight onto the front white is perfect. And Irene can only really cover or try and counter around the front with absolute perfect weight. It's not going to happen.
Or maybe trying to put a block in.
Well, this I don't know if she tried. But that's pretty damn perfect.
Yeah.
And a little sly grin from Irene. She
Yes.
put us away.
She knows.
She knows.
Hardest shot in the book. Play it perfectly. Cover shot.
So,
Block shot.
as they're wandering down, check their head out. Kalgoorlie, when do you go up there for the ladies into zone 4?
Here we go. We're going. There's quite a number of us. Southwest and Murray. The Southwest team. We're all going up on the train.
Going by train.
So we're leaving on the 7th. And we've got the extra night up there, so we're coming home on the Monday. We leave the Friday and come home on the Monday, which is good. Yeah, looking forward to that. I've never had the train to Kalgoorlie before. It'll be
Sounds
fun.
like a good deal.
Yeah. I mean, it's cheap. I mean, many of us have a rail card, or I think it's called a green travel card.
Senior card.
Well, it's called a seniors rail card. Don't
I can't
make
believe
fun of me.
he was just in
I would
disbelief.
never disbelief that you'd have one of
Qualify,
those.
yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Who would have thought it was for seniors?
Yeah, it is for seniors, but they allow some others to get them too. But anyway, so we get a $50 each way, which is pretty cheap to travel, which is great. A couple of the girls who actually are pensioners can have free travel. They get a free travel every year. Not quite in that category, but yeah, so it's pretty good. You wouldn't take a car up for that either. $50, and it's safe. That's the big thing that I thought with my rink. I'm happy to go on the train because I feel that nobody's responsible for driving. We're all safe. We just have to get ourselves to Perth the night before. I think the Murray League girls have worked out that they can get a train from Mandurah at 6:30 in the morning to 6 o'clock in the morning to actually make the train. So that's good for them too. Yeah.
So that was one shot to
Looking forward
Easton
to
with nothing
Yes.
happening. So
One.
12-18. So Irene's got
Okay.
3 ends, 6 behind. That's not insurmountable.
It's
No.
not, and not as long as she gets the big board over the line and does her bit towards getting that over the line,
Yeah.
then hopefully that tighter rink can get the job done for Easton. Not for the Southwestern.
Not for the Southwestern.
Not for the Southwestern, really, Doug?
No.
Oh.
I'm wearing 2 hats here. You should be wearing 2
I'm
hats as well.
completely impartial.
No, he's not.
Impartial.
He's not. He's all over Easton.
How did the Eastern go with the men? Who got the men?
Not Eastern. It
Not
was
Eastern, oh, okay.
Southwestern.
Southwestern, no.
Oh,
they-
Southwest. Yes,
yeah,
of course they did.
They
They,
were
Yeah.
it was a good performance by Southwestern men.
Yep.
Yeah, they were polished, weren't they?
Yep,
Very
they
Very
were.
impressive.
good. Yeah, good.
So this is a shortish end. It must be because I can't see it.
So,
Let's do it.
Got the pole in the way. Yep. So this is all yours, Doug.
yeah, no, you've the trusted eyes of myself and Linda will be
Yeah.
able to read it. So, Eastern hold shot.
Just. I'm sure there'll
Just.
be closer bowls in there.
Yeah, that's right.
This one's a little closer too.
And right on
Yeah,
cue, we
very
get
good.
one closer. So,
And just behind, which is in a perfect position.
Pam's bowled well.
Yep.
Everyone has had their time in the sun of doing
Yeah.
exceptional.
Pam's got
Yep.
better and better as the game's gone.
That's good.
Yeah,
definitely.
thanks.
Yep.
Yeah. She's comparatively new bowler
Yep.
compared to some, and they don't get exposed to heaps of high-end competition. You
No.
know, when you bowl out of Kalgoorlie, so
Yep. Yep. Enjoying the camera maybe more as the time goes on.
yeah, maybe. Once I worked out the camera doesn't affect your line or
Yeah.
your weight,
Yep.
so and it's just a game of bowls. But
So 104 ends in the other game played. So there's only 10 ends left. Southern are leading 112 to 99. So 13. That'll be the biggest lead they've had that we've been sent. 13 with 10 ends to play.
so we haven't worked out a formula, Linda, on
Okay.
ends and shots. You know, in cricket they'll
No.
say run a ball and so forth.
Oh, yeah.
and
No,
we're trying to piece together.
just, yeah. Look for wins
I'm
first.
pretty confident 8 needed with one end of play is hard.
Yeah, I would think. I would think that's pretty hard.
Getting agreements on that.
Yeah.
I've seen 14 with 2 to play. Got
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
that hurts.
So drops in for third shot, but there's so much room there that you would expect
Yep.
quite a few of the remaining bowls to be
Yep.
inside the second shot. Not necessarily the shot bowl, which is probably a foot from the jack. Linda, you'd agree?
Yeah, absolutely.
In saying that, they decide to
Maybe.
drop one short.
On short.
So our friend from Edinburgh is going to bed. It's 4
Okay.
a.m. in Edinburgh.
4 a.m.
Oh,
I'm
going
surprised you've seen most of this. I must say,
4 a.m.
you deserve to go to bed.
Yeah.
Oh,
You deserve to
absolutely.
go to bed.
But that's bad news, losing one of our views. But good news is you can watch
You
the
watched the last
watch
5
it.
ends replay.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jeez.
Well, they're confident. They've said well done, Southwest. So they're confident that
Oh.
it's all over.
Okay. Oh, I wouldn't say that yet.
No,
Holding 4.
Funny
It's
game.
not a great 4,
it's
but
not
it's
a great
holding
No.
4.
very good. It's
But
a
it is
good.
a 4.
Yeah.
It's better than a.
So Ross Ditchbone's out on parole
Sharing
for the
crabs?
day. Yeah.
Sharing crabs around. Oh, it's a pretty handy bowl. Second shot.
That helps a lot, as you would expect.
Yep.
Barbara would not let that happen.
No.
So Ditchy went crabbing yesterday, so he's offered the crabs to 5 people and then withdrawn the offer.
Oh no! If he doesn't give them to Bev Davidson, he's
He's
in serious trouble.
Serious trouble.
He's already in the doghouse. It's Pam Armstrong looking to add a second. Every shot, 6 behind, 3 to play. Find a way.
Oh, don't get the wrong side of it. So she waved that away successfully, did I?
Oh, and there was hand movement.
Yeah, there was. She waved really hard then.
Never helps, but it makes you feel better.
Yeah, it does.
So, as much as they appear cool, calm and collected, there was a little of anxiety as that arm was waving that ball
Yeah.
across the face there.
Yeah. We all do it.
We'll do it.
Don't think.
This won't need any waving if it's
No.
got the weight.
I don't think Jewel's given this one enough.
No, the Met's back too far back for that weight, unfortunately, Peter, but the line was good. Now, Irene says this is where we need it to be, that'll count. And it's important, it does count, 12-18,
Yeah.
so they're not out of it. Pick
Need
up
it.
3 here.
I need a double at least here.
Yeah, absolutely.
On track. She's on it.
Fair effort.
Just out of it, but
Just
Yeah.
out? Yep.
it's just if Irene can trail that jack
Yeah.
2 or 3 feet, then there's a bundle to be had.
It's a very hard shot to try and get that red out of there, but
Yes.
isn't it?
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
think it has to be a trail of the jack
Yeah.
underneath their front blue, around the
Yeah.
white, under the blue.
Yeah.
So the ladies have changed the board. It's hard for me to believe the score.
107.88.
That's a
Well-
huge change unless there's big numbers across the board.
Oh, here's a great bowl.
There's a
That's-
22-10 there, so
Yeah,
that's
it's
12
19
shots.
19 shots, but it was only 3.
A minute ago.
Yeah.
It was. So, but I think there was a big number picked up.
19 at the moment, that's what that board is saying. So across those boards, because it hasn't happened here.
No. Next door there was I think there must have been a 5 or 6 picked up a few ends back because that.
Yeah, maybe that
That
wasn't on the
margin.
board yet, because it's been like that 21-10-ish,
So-
20-10 for a little while.
It's just about need an end by end score when you get
So
down to this
did,
fair bit at stake.
Did miss Jewel playing a really good shot.
We didn't. It was sensational.
I see it.
Just made no comment.
Just made. We're doing our
We're
maths.
doing
But
Keep
it
busy.
was. I did say it was a great bowl, and she has continued to impress.
Yes.
So we need a trail of we don't. Easton need a trail of this jack. Irene underneath the front blue.
So we know she'll reach. She's been
She
very
is
good at
very
reaching.
close to
Close.
this. Extremely close.
Oh, what a great
What
bowl.
a great bowl.
And sticks
Mate.
with it. Makes 2.
Two.
Might have gone just a little bit. No, I'm going to say a little bit far, but you don't complain about that. Great shot.
So
Irene
those two.
Lay has Barbara has 2 to fix the situation.
And
More than capable.
more than capable. We've seen this similar situation before.
Interesting, she's following
Yeah, that,
Irene's line.
Gee, I thought there was a lot of rubbish in the way there.
It's interesting. The other hand does look kind of open.
Yeah.
I've just got
Got to beat the back white one.
the bowl just behind the jack, which is a sitting position. I think might have made it look easier than what it actually is. As we can see,
Irene draw another one.
oh, she's going to more connect
turn
with
that
that
one will do
front one.
enough.
Yeah, she's
That's
moving.
3.
That's 3.
Bit of creativity there, but
Yeah.
she would have been. That weight looked a little bit hot too, Peter.
I was going to come and have a look. Jill did
So-
indicate playing the other hand, but well, this is 3 here. Would only be 3 the difference with 2 to play.
And an
With
aggregate.
an aggregate board, if we're comfortable, is 19 the difference with 14 to play.
And with rink wins being imperative, if you've got the big board under control,
It's got to be those last 2 rinks that have done it, because I can
and Mitchell's after this last bowl comes down, we'll get
Scan
Mitch to
the
scan
boards
the
again.
board for us, and
scan
Get a
the
bit of
outer
a feel.
rinks. So watch this bowl first.
so there's significance in this bowl, isn't there, Linda?
There is.
3
Just
down,
gonna
and
get my
changes,
pen out.
opens up a rink win if they can. If she can,
Certainly, and that would be the difference in a rink win.
but has been here, done this before through the day. We've witnessed it firsthand.
It's always good to have the closest game, the last one of the day.
She doesn't like it.
No, she's
too
high and heavy.
So
So it'll
2,
be 3.
4, 6, 8.
Game on. Title on. The title is on the line with a 3 to the Eastern, 15 to 18. Southwestern, 2 ends to play, 3 the difference. Could this be the rink that gets the Eastern over the line?
Just pick another one up on that
Now we
third
just
rink.
go to the boards, will we, Mitch, if you're capable?
So that's opened up as well.
22. Oh, that's this one. Sorry, I don't want that one. 22-10 is the next door rink. 21-14 is rink 4. 14-20 to Southwestern there. 19-13. And rink 7. 12-17. Didn't look like 19 shots across the board and
In
I added up.
those numbers, no.
10,
103.
22,
Good thing we've got a maths teacher at the
Yeah,
end.
former
Yeah.
master.
9 shots, I would think. 11 shots.
So 103.92.
Is what our thinking is on the current boards.
Pretty sure.
It's still enough for Easton. They just need that extra rink now, and it's got to be the end rink, or it's got to be this rink. And a drop of moisture.
Oh, yeah, good.
Good timing. Just a bit of mist. It's enough for the spectators to scatter.
We'll have to brave it, Pete, like we did yesterday in the
Indeed.
heat.
Just looking at Mitch, he's happy with his cameras. They're all secured. I went through that this morning. Mitchell was doing his due diligence to make sure we wouldn't be interrupted by a little bit of moisture.
They're all on 17, are they?
17. Yes,
Yes.
everyone is on
Three,
17.
So
So no one wants to be the last one out
No,
here. So
no.
clever.
It's
Still plenty of ends, 10 ends, isn't there?
10 ends.
Pam Armstrong looking just going to drop underneath and a little short.
So it's enough ends to win your rink. It's enough ends to
Absolutely.
win an aggregate, enough ends to lose an aggregate.
Pressure is on. It's the two middle rinks, 3 and 4, that are carrying the aggregate. 22-10, 21-14 for the Eastern. 12, there's 19 shots there. But the other three are even. So
Might change conditions a little bit with this bit of moisture on the green.
would
Yeah,
you like
well.
would you like to change seats, Dad?
Are you feeling getting first use of the...
First use of the breeze.
when you're getting first use of the shade, you didn't want to know me.
First use of the moisture here. 110 ends on the other green, so they only got 4 to play.
You might be able to stand up, Pete, and take a step backwards as we...
Southern 117, Northern 108. So 9 shots with 4 to play. So barring disaster, Southern should win that, and it will be finished before this game, so that'll be good. We'll be able to bring you that result.
Which is interesting because we read that as the quicker green yesterday, and or maybe these ones are just playing slower. Fair bit at stake everywhere.
Is that moisture going to affect these bits here?
Hopefully it's just a
Pass.
bit of a mist, but it is coming in underneath the blind if you want that blind down a bit further.
So if Colin Coxon's still tuned in, he'd be happy to know that Linda's 12 shots up, only 2 ends to go. And then most of the way through that 18th by the looks, just as they cross over.
There you go, just sorry, while we're just getting a little bit damp here, so we've just needed to cover up a few electrical appliances. And while we're doing all that, Barbara on cue
Draws shot.
has drawn shot.
Again.
Barbara Hiller has had a terrific game.
Absolutely.
She won't like that one.
Yep.
I must admit.
All 4 of them have played well.
They have.
Barb's probably pulled out the elite bowls.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
she's-
crucial bowls, critical bowls, timings, everything. So they'd all be happy with the game that they've put together.
Totally.
Totally. They far from done themselves proud the way they've all played. Especially that fight back, albeit 2 ends to go, and you get funny game bowls could get a tiny blowout. But
Yep.
you could also see a
Yep.
change in who we think is going to win.
Well,
Yeah.
this game was 17-7.
Yeah.
It's now 18-15. So
And that score didn't really indicate the level of bowls because the Eastern were holding a number of shots at different times,
Yes.
and then things changed.
And that was the back of Barbara, and we talk about her
Yeah.
being a crunch bowler, and she
Pam's
crunch
looking
times.
to remove the bowl here. Obviously playing some weight, but
If they're going to remove it, they
Yes.
should remove it early, or do you think
Yeah.
it's one that a very good second may be the order of the day, Peter?
it's one of those ones where they need to win the ring. Aggregate looks quite good at the moment. They
Yep.
don't want to drop a 5 or 6, of course, but they know they need the extra ring.
So if Jill plonks this, no, she hasn't. She's hung a bit high here.
So the Southwestern are leaving them opportunities to be more adventurous and attacking than maybe they would be in halfway through the game.
And just to spice it up a bit, the wind's changed and picked up dramatically.
Looks like Irene has called more for a draw here.
Yep.
Leave it for me, Pam. You just put something.
Yeah.
Give me a
Another bowl in the
chance.
head.
Another ball in the head. Give me an opportunity.
And that wind, reading the wind now with the
Yes,
gusts.
it is blowing, isn't it?
So the degree of difficulty's gone through the roof, Linda. And
Absolutely.
So not that we criticise, but that's just going to make it definitely harder.
Certainly see it with the waving of the
Yeah.
flag and the
Yeah,
palm.
there you can
palms.
see.
Pam's just pointing out to us that yes, it's windy.
hear it.
It's whistling through.
Could have just waited another 20 minutes.
She's on the slide of this.
So
Wait.
they're still giving Irene an opportunity. And the experience of Irene Lay wouldn't put it past her.
So just another twist in the tail as the wind comes up when we get down to the last 2 ends to go.
Yep.
For some, last end for others. And the wind comes in to make change and influence the outcome of this game. So there might be a little bit of luck involved over here because
Yep.
this wind's going to have an impact. I'm sure that
Reaching weight,
Has to be.
anything can
Has to
happen.
Has to be reaching
Has to be
half a
reaching
jack or bowl.
Yep.
Both work. Not sure she's going to get back down. Trying hard, but not
Yep.
quite. 20 minutes ago, it might have.
Yep.
This may be a bit of an advantage for Barbara. She may have played in a few windier conditions.
At
like
Yunderup.
Irene at Yunderup, yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sea breeze probably gets there before it gets to Kalgoorlie.
Not quite Port Buvard.
No. Port Bluard, yeah.
Another handy bowl in the head.
So if they pick up 2 here,
Two.
that puts a big dent
Yeah.
in trying to win this ring.
So one bowl,
This is really important, this
So-
bowl.
second shot's good.
Just make a minor adjustment without worrying too much about the wind.
Yep.
Irene has to hear.
Ooh, I hope she's giving it enough.
Just.
Hope she's reaching.
Oh,
They're looking.
I don't think she's
going
going
to
to
be
reach.
second shot, is it? No.
No.
Oh, that's a criminal
Yeah,
offence.
she'll be
Short.
very unhappy
gotta be
with
up.
that.
And she knows it.
So if that's 2, we don't know if it is. It's 1 or 2. But
So they're inquiring about the last bowl. Does it count? How far is it in front is the question from Barb. And it's yay far in front. So when you talk about how far a bowl is in front, do you use a measurement from hand to hand, or do you say it's 1 metre, or
I probably do both, really.
You do
I
both?
reckon hands, yeah, and then give them a measurement as well.
no, no.
Not in
anywhere between 3 and 5 feet is 4 feet.
Yeah.
absolutely. Everything with Lisa Featherby is a metre.
Yeah,
metre.
Everything is a
Anything
metre.
between 3 and 5 is a metre.
Yeah.
This is a really good shot
This
here
is
from
really
Barbara.
good.
This
Very,
is
very
a
good bowl.
Great
It
shot.
could be a rink winning, aggregate winning bowl.
Yes.
Yeah, a
Yes.
championship winning bowl that.
Yep.
Did they indicate how many?
3. Oh, sorry. We'll wait for that to happen.
I'll put it on the board. That'll save us.
That'll just
20 or 21?
just
3.
it
So
just confirms what I said.
drop
Peter.
3. you guessed, but
So 6 shots.
so they got a 3, and then unfortunately have dropped a 3. So
Bridge too far.
well,
So attention now
there's life,
turns.
there's hope.
Yes,
That
but
end rink is probably not sure where that's at, but that's probably more of a hope right now.
Was 12-17.
so as they're about to put the jack down for the last time, maybe Mitch could just see if
You're
we could
putting the
scan
pressure
up.
on him, aren't you?
I know, but he's
The
up to
last
it.
rink.
He's up to it.
There he goes. Wrong end.
No, he's scooting around. So no,
Here we go.
great shot, isn't it? As we scoot around there.
He is.
Oh, someone's looks like Southwest
So
holding a
that
multiple
end
there.
rink is probably the more important one, the one they're standing in
They're
front
holding
of.
a
14-17
Oh,
on
well.
16. They've
Yeah,
still
well,
got
that-
3 to play.
Yeah, because that was 12-17, so
So-
they picked up a couple.
3 difference, 3 to play there.
And
That's the one that could determine.
Holding a shot over
championship.
there.
And that's Jenny Petty.
Oh, Jenny's bowl. No, they're not
Update
holding
on the
shots.
aggregate, I
Yep.
think, is 107 to 97.
Mhm.
Or is it 107 to 93 still? 107 to 93, we're being told. 14 with 10 to play.
So the ring may be difficult to pick up, but not dropping a number is
Yeah.
is still a massive contribution to the big board here. So
So a drawn game won't do it for them? A drawn?
No.
A draw? No.
A drawn rink.
A drawn rink, I mean. Because there was a draw yesterday in a rink.
Southwestern
Yes,
has
it was.
8.5 rinks.
8.5, okay.
Eastern have 7.
Oh, okay.
So 4-2 gives them
Yep.
10.5 rinks to 11.
Okay.
So no, half rink will not do it. Eastern need 4.
There's a couple there on the Eastern on Sian Smith's holding 2 shots there.
So, bowls, none of these girls have struggled all the way through. The wind obviously has made it a bit more difficult, but we always go through that you may not have a great day, but you can have a great moment. And this is a classic whereby you're losing your rink, but drawing the shot, which stops any damage on the big board.
Yeah.
Maybe that moment, which may be really significant.
Dropping a bowl 3 metres short when you need 6 is
Ain't going to help.
going to help the cause, is it?
As they say, no.
Just get Mitch to update. This pressure of the cameras. 21-15 the score. Thank you very much. Barbara again, just piece of jack. 1 down, but 2 reasonably
Good
close
seconds,
bowls.
yeah.
So
Very good seconds.
So the rink next door with
green next door. Last I had, they look like they finished them all over there. I had 1 end to play, Southern 9 up. So Southern will definitely win over there. They won't win enough rinks. Even if they got all 6 at this stage, that wouldn't be enough.
and everyone's playing their last end.
No,
Every rink.
No, the last end had
Oh no, they're not.
2 to go, I think. They were on 16, but that has been updated. That'll be 17 now.
So Colin will be not happy to know that Linda's down by 1 on this end, although leading the board 23-10, and the wind is playing havoc.
Maureen's just going to go through.
Scooting, so
Yep.
there's definitely not a 6 on offer currently on this rink. Or a 7.
No.
No.
There's no 7 on offer here. It's Sian Smith's rink. I reckon she's holding at least 3.
Next door, Linda Coxon is down 2, 1 bowl to go from each bowler. Won't change the fact they'll win their ring, but that 1 bowl by not dropping any maybe. Oh, that's
You'd
interesting.
like to be keeping the aggregate safe, which gives the licence for that rink 7 to be a bit adventurous to get
Yep.
their rink.
Yep.
If these girls can just keep that aggregate safe.
Safe, yeah.
So they are finished 23-12.
12. So
on
that's Linda Coxon and Jenny Jones. Walk away victors. Great bowl here. So you probably had the better, you think, in this second half of the game.
Who?
With this shootout between the leads.
Yeah, I think,
Come
probably.
back.
Jill certainly was the first half of the game.
Yes,
She's
I thought so.
probably been a bit loose at this end.
Yeah, Pam's
And
fought back
Fought back, yeah.
really well
Yep.
the second half.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Cox.
Final score on the Southern and Northern game is Southern 123, Northern 110.
Oh.
So Southern win by 13.
And so just slides that one between ball and jack. Any touch on that jack was going to send it out sideways and give them 1, but another one, maybe a different one, not sure, a better one. So Pam.
Is she reaching? Not quite.
Not even in the way.
No.
So you've got the screen there, Pete. You can clarify which bowl is shot.
No, I can't.
No, you can't. For me, it's the three-way, but
It's not a three-way. It's definitely only
definitely
the maroon or the front blue.
Yeah.
Yep.
There are rinks finishing. Rink 7 will be the last rink out there. So when this game finishes, it won't be a great shot, but it's close enough that we'll just maybe just have a few pitches on that last rink, just from a distance.
Oh, there's 2 balls through there. Okay. Holes for bowls, Peter. So if Irene can just lay her bowl flat.
So rink 4 ended up only being 21-19, so Southwestern came back a little bit there.
That was Sian Smith's rink.
No, I think Sian's rink 4.
Oh, yeah, 4.
Certainly reached.
They are updating the aggregate board. 111 ends played. I'm not sure that's right either. Might be 110. Oh, they've stopped, so they might be waiting for that last ring to finish their second last end, because I think they still have 1 to play. So we will have a Southwestern victory rink here. Easton are still in front on the aggregate. We'll get a lowdown on how close that is. It's showing 7 on the aggregate board, 111 to 104.
Oh, what a way to
Irene
finish.
had a great
Irene,
bowl. That was a cracker
that does
bowl.
help. That'll be
We know it's 1.
1, 2.
so Barbara Hiller and Gillian Matheson will win this rink in a really good display. And a great comeback from the, they'll be kicking themselves. They didn't start a little earlier. Irene Lay and Pam Armstrong.
Maybe they should play 23 ends.
No, Doug.
No, not a bad idea.
Not quite. Some
So-
people have to get back to Kalgoorlie and Geraldton today.
I've got to get back to Mickering.
Irene will flip the board. 1 or 2? 1, 2, I think. Oh, Irene's reaching.
3, 2.
2.
Set.
So final score on this rink will be Southwestern 21 and Easton 17. So a 4-shot victory on this rink.
And as we pan out a bit wider, Pete, so good opportunity for us to thank CBH again for their generosity, not just for this weekend, but for the previous weekend down at Emu Point. It's been something that we wouldn't have been able to do without their generosity. So we do appreciate it. We know they've got some important events coming up, and we've covered over the past 2 days. So it's been a pleasure for us to be involved with CBH, and a good partnership for us to have, because we do reflect the sport within the grain growing regions, and we wouldn't have been able to just piece it and send all these stories home. And we know from the comments that come in that there are plenty of grain growers who are watching their partners and their teammates and so forth put together what's been a very good weekend. As the last
That's
that's
a draw. I think that'll seal it. So I think
that's it.
Tony Madigan's rink might have just dropped a 2 to make that a draw. That's not going to help,
No, that's game over
I would suspect.
for that.
If we could just have we'll wait to this end finish and then a run through of the rinks, please, Mitch. Once this far end, once they change that scoreboard on rink 7. This is rink 7, so obviously the pitches are not going to be particularly great. Got no camera a long way over there. Does look like a Southwestern shot.
Irene Kozak over there skipping that. She did very well in the over 60s
Very well.
singles.
Yes, she did. She pushed down right to the pointy end, didn't she?
She did. Only just lost that semi-final.
Two shots? Or
It's definitely a shot. They're not taking the
It
blue.
was 2 shots in the semi. Yeah.
They're not taking this black one out. No, it's not even. They're measuring for shot. Although we think that rink 4 21 all might have just sealed the victory for Southwestern.
Yep.
We believe. So this
Lexi
Rink-
Harris skipping that one.
became relevant, was relevant, and just
Yep.
became unrelevant.
Yep. Irrelevant, I think the word is. Pete.
Thanks, Teach. Thanks.
Bit risky having a teacher.
Oh, I would not be the teacher's pet, I can tell
No.
you.
no.
I was a primary art teacher specialist, not a maths and English teacher.
Once you're a teacher, you teach of
I have a
everything.
bent for bad grammar and bad spelling.
That's like my son. I'm sure he'd be definitely listening and taking notes on all the mistakes I do,
Yeah.
and I will get a rundown later tonight.
Good on you, Cam.
Yeah, well done, Cam. I encourage that behaviour, Cam. I think it's good.
Every text message, bad grammar, and I do the wrong yours, etc.
Yours and yours.
Okay, so we'll get an update on this far board now. If Mitch, you could just scan over to this change. Yep, right there. 16, 17, last end. If you could keep going along the boards, we'll just have a quick count up. 16, 17 on ring 7. 20 to 16 to Easton on ring 6. 17, 21 on ring 5. So Sian Smith did come back, but not enough. Ring 4, 21 all. Finished score there. It's an Eastern victory there, 23-12, and of course this one 17-21. So by my adding up, that is a draw.
Last end here.
And currently 3 rinks,
Which doesn't get the job. Oh, well.
3 rinks to Southwestern. And currently. So it's 3.5.
So memory.
Yeah, so we'll take out
Yep.
the last ring, don't worry about 6, 7, 2.5 rings each
Yep.
at the moment, with one board in play. So the best it can be is 3.5 to 2.5, which won't be enough.
Which won't be enough.
So
The Southwest are.
So Southwest will be the 2025 champions. Eastern will probably win this, so they'll all have Southern, Eastern, Southwestern will all have 2 wins each, but Southwestern will win on rink wins. So that'll be the end of our broadcast. We're coming to the end again. CPH Group very much for being here. Mitch doing our producing. Please go see if you need his details. If you've got anything happening with live streaming, he certainly will be able to help you, and happy to pass on his details to you. Very busy boy, but he will certainly respond to you. So take advantage of that. My co-host, I'm going to pass over to Doug to finish off. So this is the end of me, but thank you very much for joining us. Thank you, Linda, for joining us today.
Been a pleasure.
Thank you, Doug, and I will leave you to sign off.
Thanks, Peter. It's been an interesting day and a half, and that's not just the weather. The bowls have been sensational. So, but to the Eaton Bowling Club, to the Southwest Zone, we've been treated regally here. We've been spoilt rotten. The facilities are fantastic, and we have really enjoyed, once again, country hospitality, and as we've put through our day and a half. To Mitch, yes, as you just mentioned, been fantastic. CBH for their generosity, which has enabled us to live this stream back to everyone throughout the wheat belt and, well, as we've just found out, across the world. Linda, thank you, and everyone else has helped. I know Ross had spent time, and we had Elaine McDonald spend some time, and so it's all contributed to some different opinions and different views, and we certainly have learnt a lot. And so, Peter, thank you once again as we pack up and we head back home again. So thanks everyone, and well done. We'll see you again as we get into Country Week. Cheers.